That's been our show.
Like,
Kidding me?
Dance Anime!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dance Anime. This is the Final Fantasy VII Remake Spoilercast / theories discussion. Now, before you watch this video, please, we piggybacked off another video, which was our Final Fantasy VII Remake review. We talk about a lot of stuff. We don't go into spoilers about the original Final Fantasy VII game, but we do go into just the remake itself. This is a full spoilers. Everything is on the table. You're not safe from anything. So, before you watch this, please watch that, and that's just also a disclaimer in case you don't want anything else spoiled for you. So we're gonna talk about a lot of juicy stuff.
Yeah,
theories.
Shout out to the people that did watch the original because or their original video because that was long.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you guys are gonna watch that, you know, buckle in, get a snack, get some food, get a drink, you know, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Because that is a long video for real. It's like 3 hours plus, and by the end we're getting like loopy and he's freaking talking super fast. Like
The video ended at 6 a.m.
I know it's
That's crazy. But
and it's like 3 a.m. right now, so we might get even loopy at the end of this, but we'll see.
yeah, who knows? We do it for you. Remember, you can go into patreon.com/danceanime, throw us $1 if you want to support us. Write in the danceanimekevin@gmail.com, or you can write in to our Discord. Join it.
Join our Discord, please. If you don't know what it is, it's free. You join us, you get to know us, you can talk to us about anything. We have channels for literally everything: video games, movies, anime, recommendations, mobile games if you're into that stuff. Right in right there. We're all there 24/7. At least I am. You can just talk to us, you know?
But yeah, just have a friendly chat, just in general, right? But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
All right.
I can't believe this is a real thing. It happened,
Yes.
and it is bonkers. It's just wild. It really is wild after
know.
finishing it.
Let's
And I
get
can't believe
in. Let's have some fun, you know?
Yeah. All right. So, I guess jumping off of the last video, the review.
Yeah. First, let's give our shout outs real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we take a lot of inspiration from these people. At least I did for what I'm about to say. Like all the theories I'm about to say and stuff.
I'm sure I watched half of the people you said. So
shout out to Maximilian Dude. Obviously, you guys have probably seen his work with Easy Allies. That video was crazy, but shout out to him. Soldier First Class. I guess for theories, that's about it. And also Aitai Kimochi on Twitter for her or his Ultimania translations. Ultimania is that 700 whatever page book, behind the scenes, freaking background information, interviews, artwork, blah 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 blah. All right, let's get it. All right, so if you guys are coming off from review, what's up? Thanks for watching. We're gonna start and break down that chapter 18, right?
yeah.
That crazy
Yeah.
chapter 18, Destiny's Crossroads. All right, it seems like you got something to say.
No, I was just saying that. Again, thank you for watching the review. But yeah, we were going through each chapter, and pretty much by the end of 18, that's where we kind of had to cut it because if you are a longtime Final Fantasy VII fan, you know exactly why we had to cut it. If you're not, sorry. You're out of the loop. Either watch this video or don't watch it until like 20 years later once it's all completed.
As you can tell, chapter 18 definitely deserves its own video about how crazy things get and stuff. Anyways, Destiny's Crossroads. That's right where you...
I was like, is chapter 18 right when like that portal opens up?
Yeah, it's right when you get off the motorcycle and you see several... It's flying or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you walk up, and then it pops up in the top left, chapter 18, Destiny's Crossroads. All right, but first, we need to talk about kind of chapter 17 a little bit with the whispers and the fate and stuff.
Okay.
So people were saying that like this ending came out of nowhere type of thing, and that's why they kind of don't like it.
I mean, to be honest, I felt that way too.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So here's the thing. I feel that way too. I think that
It's so abrupt.
This ending is like super. It's just so buck wild, right? That it feels like it will come out of nowhere, like no matter what.
Yeah, I guess.
But when you kind of take a step back, and or at least for me, when I played the game through again, I kind of saw the build up actually, but obviously when you play it the first time, you don't really know what you're seeing, type of thing. But the build up is kind of there, but it's still so crazy that it comes out of nowhere. For example, we talked about in the review, but the whispers are like throughout the game everywhere. They get crazier and crazier. I talked about all the instances. Want to mention it again? Why not?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, talk about it.
So, like, for example, like right at the beginning of the game, the whispers give Cloud a nightmare to wake him up so that he can't go and protect Sector 7 from all the whispers going around. And why are they there? They want to hurt Jesse. Why do they want to hurt Jesse? Well, they want to hurt Jesse so Cloud could go on the mission because in the original he goes on the mission. In this game, he wasn't destined to. He wasn't destined to, and pretty much the Whispers are trying to keep Destiny like intact, if you will. Keep it in the same timeline as the OG events.
Pretty much in a nutshell, the Whispers are kind of there to make sure the original Final Fantasy VII game is happening as we see it.
Yeah, pretty much. They are there to like surface level. They're there to preserve the timeline, keep the timeline of Final Fantasy VII intact, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the Whispers heard Jesse, so Cloud could go on mission. Why does he need to go on the mission? He needs to meet Aerith. You guys know that. The Whispers later in the game, they block Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith from getting to the pillar on time. If they get there on time, like then they could probably save it or save the fate of Avalanche. You know how all three of them get
slaughtered. Yeah. Everything's on the table.
Yeah,
yeah, and I get it. Spoiler. We're such like spoiler like boys that like we're like do not spoil nothing.
But we can't here. I'm trying to spoil. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's in our nature not to. But everything's on the table.
Once again, the Whispers prevent Hojo from saying Cloud's true identity. He goes, "You're not a soldier. You're the Whispers, blah blah blah." The Whispers revive Barrett at the end when he dies, and then literally in the next scene over, they freaking kill Wedge.
Yeah,
or at least they appear to.
It looks like it, yeah.
So pretty much the point of me saying all this, right, is that low key the build up is kind of there. Low key, you can tell it gets crazier and crazier. By the end, it gets so crazy that they're reviving and killing people, right?
I mean, from beginning, I guess what you see, right? And I've just noticed this now. From beginning to the end of the game, it's almost like the Whispers again, like they're kind of like annoyed, and then they're like a little bit ticked off, and then they're like kind of getting aggravated, and by the end they're full blown like pissed, like stop fucking with this shit. Yeah, and even
even when like you fight Rufus and stuff, they're swirling around, right? At that point, not crazily, but they're still there.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Well, I do remember when you walk out after you fight Genova, you come back to the room and you see Sephiroth float away. I do remember seeing them when he's floating away. And that's right before Rufus. So maybe, let me see. Yeah, in my opinion, I came off super abrupt, like not abrupt, but super aggressive, like in your face when they revive Barrett, and the next scene over, they're like killing Wedge. It seems to be. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that the intention was to show how powerful they are, right?
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really toyed with anything too much. To when you're first playing through, right? Mm-hmm. There's nothing as serious as like a death, like life itself, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that right towards that end, which I think it's technically chapter 17, right?
Yeah,
it's they're messing with lives now instead of like hurting an ankle or like causing Cloud to have a nightmare or whatever.
Yeah. So we're just analyzing the Whispers now. Well, I'll get into my opinion after we analyze this. But also, only certain people can see them. This is raising some theories.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So at the beginning, Cloud cannot see them. Aerith is like, all these things are floating around her, and then she's like, "Help me!" Touches Cloud. Cloud can now see them. Right.
It's like Death Note.
Yeah. Right. And then you fight Rufus. Shortly after, Shinra gets surrounded by these Whispers. There's a cutscene with Sang and Rufus, and Rufus can see them, and he's like, he's always cool, calm and collected. He's just like, what the hell, pretty much in his head.
Yeah.
And then Sing is like, he's like, what? Something the matter? Meaning that he can't see these Whispers.
And they were like obviously like blatantly just flying around him.
And maybe the connection is that since he got into contact with Cloud, and Cloud got in contact with Aerith, they share this bond, if you will, that they could see these Whispers. Let me see.
Seems like if you have like touch an ancient or something like that.
Maybe. Yeah, because the whole party can see them. And then after all these freaking Whispers, the singularity happens in chapter 18 after the highway section with the motorcycle. And it gets pretty crazy at the end, right? They got freaking alternate Shinra stamps on chip bags and Zack Alive, what like realities, whatever. Excuse me, but I want to say, all right, now that we broke that down a little bit, I think the idea of the Whispers I think it's cool. I think it's clever, but I do think that the way that they're implemented is not the best at all. Definitely, it comes off too aggressive at times. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? What are your opinions on the whispers?
I mean, the whispers, they're like, it's so weird because I appreciate what it's set up, but at the same time, I'm like, this is like the weirdest kind of interjection.
It's super meta.
Yeah.
But I think the implementation could have been better. They come off like super aggressive, and maybe that's the point, right? That they're supposed to be super in your face by the end.
Yeah.
Especially with the reviving and killing. But if it were up to me, I'd prefer them not to be in the game, and I hope that they're not in the second game because I would not like that, in my opinion.
I don't think they will be.
I think for at least for me, they got away with it in this game. I think it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely would prefer it not to be here, and this is where it raises a lot of like frustration with people. They either they hate it or they love it, right? I'm kind of, I don't want to say neutral. I'm leaning more toward the I like it side, but
Yeah.
if I had to choose, I would not let them be there. It makes me super concerned for like the future because of this. Let's just break down this ending, I guess, right?
You just want to go into it?
So what does this ending mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Go ahead.
I mean, that's the point of this video, right? Is
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this ending?
We're beating around the bush. You want to explain what does this ending mean?
Well, the thing, technically, no one truly knows until
Yeah.
it's written in stone, right? But
Rough idea, I guess.
But it seems like, in a nutshell, everyone is saying that Sephiroth Sephiroth from the OG Final Fantasy VII, I believe, or Advent Children, right?
Like besides before we get into theories, like there's more theories, but
Yeah.
what does this mean though? What is Square Enix trying to say? What are they trying to do with this ending?
I mean, it's such a different ending from the original game, I
Yes.
guess, right?
Yeah.
It's them almost trying to like appease to the original fans, but also make it fresh for the original fans, but also at the same time cater to new people. And
Yeah, it's trying to do a lot, right?
it's trying to do a whole bunch of things, which I think it does pretty goddamn well.
I appreciate it. Like, you know, I made my peace with the original, right? Like, I'm okay to start something fresh and new. I don't need to play the same thing. I know a lot of people will definitely disagree with that, and that's fine. They just want to play this game is like their baby, right? This is what they grew up with. This is what they loved, and they just want to experience it again in this remake fashion. And we'll get into the remake, right? People are saying it's like a remake, a reboot, reimagination, a sequel. We'll get into that like very soon, but I just want to break down like pretty much what this ending means and continue if you got more to say.
Sorry, filler. I need to do something right now.
That's fine. So yeah, pretty much what he's saying. These whispers, right? I'm sure you guys know, but for people who are unaware, like some of my friends are definitely unaware, but the whispers are pretty much trying to make the timeline of this game match the original. Every time the timeline in this game is veering off from the original, the whispers come into place somehow, some way to make sure that the events in the original happen. And a lot of our friends are new to the series, and they definitely will not understand like what they are doing pretty much when they change fate, for example, when they like revive Barry or whatever. They're not gonna get that, right? They're not gonna get that stuff. So if you guys are watching and you're new to this franchise, pretty much, yeah, they're changing it back to the original. Anytime it veers off, they change it to original. So what does the ending mean? So pretty much what Square Enix has you do at the end, right, is you get into this big fight with like the master freaking whisper, if you will. Pretty much you are stepping in to the singularity, as they call it in the game, and you kill the whispers. And what does that mean, right? That means that they're not going to be there. Or theoretically, I guess they're not going to be there anymore to
keep it straight.
Tailored to the original, right? This game has freedom to go whatever path it takes now in the future, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much for this game, it sticks to the OG pretty much the entire time, besides at the very, very, very end when this happens and you have to fight all the whispers.
That's why it doesn't.
Yeah, and then this is why it's raising a lot of is contention the word? A lot of frustration with people. Where they either love it or hate it, because they do not want this game to be different from the original, because the original was so good.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what that means. Talk a little bit. Let me just read through my notes real quick.
Yeah. No, I wanted to say that like them doing this ending for this game, it's like after like when I first beat it, I was like, okay, that's an ending. It seems like there's some sort of time shit happening, and obviously when you look more into it, you see that like, oh, the whispers are kind of like fate itself. But after playing it and sleeping on it, it's so weird because it feels like literally they made Final Fantasy VII, like OG 1997 Final Fantasy VII. I felt like they made this and they had a whole fucking plan layout and said, we're gonna make this game. It's gonna get whatever praise it gets. Obviously, it fucking revolutionized games as a whole during the time. But I felt like in 20 years, like about 20 years, once technology gets better, we will make this game that will correlate to the original game with the ending in mind of like the whispers and fate and everything like that. It's so weird. And even like with Advent Children and all the rest of the compilation.
You guys will know what he's talking about in a sec. But yeah, pretty much what you're saying is this game feels like a premeditated attack, right? It feels like this was planned out within years and years.
It feels like when they wrote Final Fantasy VII, it felt like they wrote this into the plans of like, once technology gets better in 20 plus years, we will make this game called Final Fantasy VII Remake that is not necessarily remake, but kinda. It's so weird.
I want to touch this one thing real quick. People are like, they automatically rate this game lower just because of how like crazy this ending is, and what it implies. Pretty much because of what it implies, right? And at least in my opinion, I don't knock this game for something it hasn't done yet, right? I'm not gonna lower its rating just because of what it might imply, but that hasn't happened yet, so I kind of don't like rating it like that. And I guess pretty much the ending of this game is like, it depends on the next game, right? This ending could be no, seriously, this ending could be either really, really good, and it relies on the next game. If the next game is really good, this ending is really good. But the next game is really bad, this ending is so bad, type of thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think what makes this ending so good is the fact that we have all these theories and everything just seems to make so much sense in what everyone is collectively thinking. Mm-hmm. So for them to actually be like, oh yeah, by the way, no, that's not it. We're just gonna do the rest of the game the same. It's like what? It's like, what are you talking about? That's
actually a good segue because I'm about to get into that real quick. But before I do, kind of like, I feel like this is gonna be hard for some people, but when you play this game and you played the original and you're super polarized by this ending, you kind of have to disconnect yourself from the original in a way. What I mean is you have to kind of play this game like a whole new experience, right? Mm-hmm. You can't go in thinking I'm gonna play FF7 OG. Like, you kind of have to see this as something completely different, right? But back to what you're saying, let's go analyze some of the dialogue real quick, because once again, the dialogue during the entire game, I'm just gonna break down the ending, but during the entire game is super particular in like what they say. Mm-hmm. Everything really, really matters. But
yeah, the amount of subtext in this game is crazy from beginning to end. You don't even realize until like all these theories start popping up, and then when you go back to the YouTubes, the Googles, and all that, and you're like, oh,
we're gonna get into all these theories. I have them all written down. We're gonna talk about them. Yeah.
It's like, oh, the inflection of this line, the inflection of that line. Like,
I know, even like the camera angles and stuff, what they're zooming into, the music that's playing, everything.
This is why I'm like Square Enix. Like, did you plan this, or did you just get fucking lucky? Like, you're just like,
is this a coincidence, or are you guys actually thinking about all this?
Yeah.
But once again, I'm gonna break down the ending. Just gonna analysis a little bit, and then we'll get into theories. But this dialogue with freedom, right? They're talking about freedom at the end so much. You know, I mean,
do you know any examples? Because I don't.
Yeah, I have it. I'll get into it.
Okay,
I'm right here.
Okay.
So pretty much at the end, right? You see, like, I'm not talking about the very end, but right before you go into the singularity, and you're confronting Sephiroth for the first time, you see this flashback, and it's with this black-haired soldier, and you don't know who this is. Are we gonna spoil OG too? Everything's free?
I told you, everything in this video is free. You had your chance. I warned you in the beginning. I'm warning you again now. So if you're really pissed off you got spoiled, that's on you. That's on you. Or write in the animekevin@gmail.com.
But confrontation Sephiroth. Everyone gets a flash back, or maybe forward present. I don't know. The timeline gets crazy, right? But there's a dude, black hair. He has a buster sword. Who is this? None other than Zack Fair, right?
Zack Fair. That's obvious. Very obvious.
Yeah. This scene right here at this confrontation. I'm not talking about the end when he's like limping with Cloud. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about right now. This cut or this cutscene is literally shot for shot. You know this of Crisis Core, the very end.
Yep.
Even the dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "The price of freedom is steep." Okay. And then it's shortly after, right after, they ask, "What's beyond this singularity portal?" You know what Aerith says?
What'd she say?
She says, "Boundless, terrifying freedom."
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that.
She says it right after. And what is freedom? At least in terms of for their characters, you know what freedom means for them. Or you probably don't know what the hell Aerith is saying.
Wait, hold up. Is this just like a meta for them to be like creative freedom?
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm trying to get
Possibly.
at. Obviously, the Crisis Core line has been there for ages. Maybe what Aerith is saying is like, what the hell are you saying? But regardless, they put Zack's cutscene in there to say something. Obviously, it wouldn't just be there for no reason. He goes, "The price of freedom is steep," and low-key it is, because obviously you can see the reactions of people, right? They're kind of hinting that they want to do something new with freedom. The price of freedom is steep. They're going crazy. Aerith goes, "What's beyond that portal?" She goes, "Boundless, terrifying freedom." You know this shit.
Yeah,
Are you getting it? Are you getting it?
That's what I'm saying.
It's terrifying. Yeah,
This going back to the fact of like, are you just getting lucky writing this shit? Like, you just happen to write freedom for both of these parts, or did you have a plan all along? You know what I mean?
it's premeditated. But okay, so after you beat, skipping ahead a little bit, just to relate to this, when you beat Sephiroth and you go into like the wormhole-esque place, the edge of creation or whatever,
Yeah.
he goes, "That which lies ahead does not yet exist. Our world will become a part of it one day." When he's referring to that, it's like all the flash forwards, like, or flash, yeah, I guess flash forwards that they get during the Harbinger fight when they're getting.
I mean, according to Red 13,
yeah,
they're
future.
It's all future.
Yeah,
which,
you're right,
which blows your mind. Which is supposed to blow your mind as the player. I remember first hearing that, I was just like, wait a minute, you just literally, so like this is fact. You cannot deny what Red 13 says. What he says of saying this, if we fail here today, then all this bullshit that you already experienced within the past 20 years is like, there is failure. That's bad.
Yeah.
So you're like, what?
Is Final Fantasy VII the bad ending? That's the bad ending? Maybe this is a good ending?
That's what he pretty much implies. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, so if you don't know the
That's
ending,
all I knew.
If you don't know the ending of FF7, pretty much what happens is when Meteor comes down, this is super spoiler. When Meteor is coming,
I already told you.
I know. I just, it's in my nature not to spoil. It's just funny that we're spoiling.
I know,
like
it
crazy.
feels bad. It feels bad.
So Meteor's coming down, Aerith is in the live stream, and she casts Holy with the help of the live stream, right? They stop it, the screen flashes white, the whole party's looking at this, then the screen flashes white, then it cuts, credits, and then 500 years later, you see Red 13 it's that cutscene when they're all running.
Yes.
That you get in the Harbinger fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, Red 13 and his cubs are running. They go to where Shinra or Midgar used to be, and you see that there is literally no one. It's all overgrown with nature, like it grew back. And then at the end, you hear like giggling.
Yeah, the little kids' laughter or whatever it is.
And people for years, like after that happened, for years, they're like, are those kids the cubs, or are there like kids, like actual human kids running around? AKA, did humanity get wiped? Right. That was like the big debate, which is kind of funny because, right, people are making theories like, no, humanity is here, they'll laugh, blah, blah, blah. They're doing that back in the day, and here we are, 2020, doing it again with this ending. Was that on purpose? I don't know. But my point is, actually, I think years after, they had an interview with, I think, Katase or someone important, and he confirmed that humanity
died. Yeah,
humanity did get wiped.
So what the fuck was that laughter?
Yeah, the point. I guess it was the Cubs, but I guess the point of this entire section of this video is that yes, when Red 13 says that it's a failure or whatever, if we failed today, this is our future tomorrow. That is the bad ending then, and they might be trying to do away with it, and then this remake project is them having the good ending, so to speak, and changing it up a little bit.
Do you know if anyone made any theories that this Red 13 knows too much?
I think so, but
because for him to just say that,
it's because they chalk it up to Aerith, just like using her powers, and when he touches him on the head and like freaking makes him talk, and like inserts all her knowledge into his forehead. But
yeah, the thing with this game is like Aerith knows too fucking much. She knows like there's two characters in this game that just know way too much. It's Aerith and Sephiroth.
Yes.
You could just
that is
tell.
all in these theories jam packed.
Yeah.
Right now, once again, we're just analysis.
They like know as much as like the OG Final Fantasy VII fan. Like you could kind of tell. Mm-hmm. It's not hard to miss.
It's kind of eerie too.
Yeah, it is really scary.
But so pretty much when you beat the game as well, what pops up on the screen is the unknown journey will continue. We're not even getting into theories yet. This is like crazy, right?
Yeah.
But it says the unknown journey will continue. But Nomura said, this is from the Ultimania, that some people would think that the meaning of this sentence is unsettling, but we've already taken that into consideration. What the hell does that mean? He says this. Yes, this sentence is unsettling, but we've taken that into consideration. I don't know what that means, but I figured I'd say it anyway.
Why is Square Enix?
This is weird. Like everything we just said, hinting at this is going in a new direction. Mm-hmm. This is super weird because what just came out of the Ultimania was this, and I quote by Kitase. I quote, "We're not drastically changing the story or making it into something completely different than the original. Even though it's a remake, please assume the story of FF7 will continue as FF7 always has from here on out." This shit doesn't add up.
I fucking hate you. Yeah, no, it's.
He said that.
Yeah, I know, but like it's so weird because we're coming up with all these theories and like literally like there's no other sense to make of it unless
literally the past like 10 minutes we just said was hinting at they're going in a new direction.
Yeah,
and then this Ultimania comes out.
No, we're not.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, and he goes, no. Assume that this is going to be the same as it's always been from here on out. He said from here on out.
And there's a lot of bullshit in the ending that hints toward like you got the fucking bag of chips, Marlene, and like everything. God
so I
damn.
guess my question is this ending supposed to mean that they're trying something new, or they're just trying to keep like veterans that played the original on their toes? To not expect the same thing, always be on your toes and be surprised. Thoughts?
I just randomly thought of something. What if this is very much a 3-part game and the next game that actually comes out is actually what happens beginning to end, the bad ending, and then the next game is them trying to fix that. It's like them failing.
Oh
almost.
shit!
Yeah, you ever think about that? I just randomly thought about that right now.
That'd be crazy.
That's a possibility. What if that's like just low key the trick of like saying like
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, no, it's like because very well if you do it in that kind of way, it justifies everything that we experience in the end of the game, and it also justifies everything he just said.
It's true. And another thing is,
I wouldn't like that, but if you do it well, maybe I can forgive you.
If you do it well, I can see it. But personally, for me, I wouldn't like it. I know a lot of purists, as they call them, would like it because it sticks to the original, right?
To be honest, I wasn't even with this a remake in general. Like everything, I should have hated everything, and I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that way too sometimes, but I really liked what I had played. To be fair, like 95% of the game is the same. Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Yeah.
That was aside from the obvious parts, but
very subtleties and then just the fucking crazy ending. That's it.
Okay, so a couple of things I wanted to point out before we get into theories, because this is going to make sense. All this details I'm about to say make sense into the theories about to go into. But yes, this is from the Ultimania as well. Cloud suffers from sudden headaches that last for brief moments. The pain is usually accompanied by flashes of his childhood, his fated opponent Sephiroth, or pieces of his past. There are times when visions of the future get mixed up as well. His headaches are filled with mysteries. Perhaps there might be more than one cause of these headaches that plague him. There might be more than one cause of these headaches that plague him. These headaches give him visions of the future and the past.
Jesse fucking not hopping off his dick.
For example, Cloud gets a flash forward about Aerith's death on chapter, I don't know, but he gets a flash forward, he sheds a tear, but he's confused, right? He's just crying for some reason. Once another detail, this will all make sense once again. We're about to go into, but once again, before Cloud even says it, this is from Ultimania as well. Before Cloud even said his name, Aerith knew that he was an ex-soldier as well as a jack of all trades. She also knew where Marlene was before Tifa told her. For some strange reason, Aerith knows about things even though she should not. When Air touches Marlene or Red 13, they both show a very surprised expression. There must be something about Air that happens when she comes into contact with others. That's from the Ultimania. Keep this in mind because we're about to go ham. All right,
This is important.
right. Get your notepad out. This is not from the Ultimania, but this is from the original. Bugenhagen says the planet will ensure that it is safe no matter what. The planet will ensure that it is safe no matter what. It is neutral into itself. For example, they summon the weapons, and for some reason, humanity is wiped 500 years in the future.
Oh, okay.
Does this mean that it's trying to protect itself? Does humanity get wiped because it's trying to protect itself?
Like the planet itself as a character?
Yeah.
Okay.
The planet ensures that it is safe. It's neutral. Doesn't pick a side. Neutral. It just wants to protect itself. That's why when Cloud gives Sephiroth the black materia, he gets manipulated. You forgot in the Northern Crater. Right when that happens, the weapons are summoned out of the planet, and it's revealed that the weapons are designed to protect the planet when something really bad is happening. So that's when it happens. So yeah, the planet protects itself, it summons weapons, and humanity gets wiped 500 years in the future. 500 years in the future. Why? Maybe the planet was protecting itself. I mean, I'm sure for some people, everyone's like, "Shut up, we know this." All right, this is for the people that don't know. Okay.
No one's saying anything. Just go, man.
I'm going, man.
Just go.
No, I'm saying things that I know especially for me, for like, the hardcore FF7 fans, they just know.
Because let me tell you, I'm telling you, the people right now, right? The people that already went through all this, they're just hearing it again just because I've been there and I'm sure you have. Mm-hmm. I've watched like 10 different videos, read 10 different things that say the same thing, and I'm just like, every single time I'm like, fuck yes.
You know who needs this information? Our older brother, T-House. He forgot a lot of the shit. So this is for you. Shout out to you. This is what you need. Okay, so another detail. The Whispers of Fate. The Whispers of Fate are from a future timeline. So when you assess them or click your touchpad or whatever, it says in the description that the three Whispers that you fight, Rubrum, Viridi, and Croceo,
Yeah.
are actually from a future timeline.
I kept fucking on Rubrum or whatever.
So these guys, they use a one-handed sword. One of them, one uses a single-handed gauntlet. Another uses two guns to fight. These Whispers, if you didn't know, a lot of the people in the community know that they share the same fighting style and elements as Kadaj, Loz, and Yazu from Advent Children.
Yeah, not to be mistaken with Tifa, Cloud, Barret, which could be a common misconception.
Yeah, and I remember playing it at FFVIIR before I even watched any like theories and videos. Excuse me. When I played that the first time and I saw that, I was like, "Oh, are we like fighting ourselves in the future?" I thought that like as I was playing.
Me too. Because like I think
I said it too. I kind of debated you because I was like, I think I mentioned it.
Yeah, I mean, you get so caught up in the moment because all this crazy shit, and you're like, it just makes sense.
On top of that, this is from the Ultimania now. Whisper Croceo uses an ability called Velvet Nightmare. What is Velvet Nightmare? It is the exact name of Yazu's gun. That is the name of the gun.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
And he uses a move called Velvet Nightmare, an ability.
Okay.
That's the name of his gun.
That's what I'm saying. This can't be coincidence, man.
Yeah, that's Ultimania, by the way. Okay. Additionally, during the Harbinger encounter, you fight Rubrum alone, and during another section, you fight Viridi and Croceo alone. In Advent Children, Cloud fights Kadaj alone, and also he fights Loz and Yazu together, separately, in separate occasions in Advent Children. You see the parallels? It's kind of crazy. This one is going to be the kicker. I remember when I figured this out, I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. The three of them, when you're fighting them all together at the end, they fuse into Whisper Bahamut. And then you know who they summoned in Midgar in Advent Children. They summoned Bahamut in Advent Children.
In the city, yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So is the Harbinger Sephiroth / Genova from a future timeline? It goes, in Advent Children, Vincent refers to Genova as Heaven's Dark Harbinger, comma, the Calamity. He said, when I watched it, he actually said that. He goes, Genova. He's referring to Genova. He goes, Heaven's Dark Harbinger. I was like, oh shit, it's this your fight Harbinger. So like, theories. Another dialogue line, 7 seconds. What will you do with it? Now, I wanted to mention this because a lot of people thought this was referring to
there's some crazy shit people saw for this.
This is what we were saying, right? We were saying, like, are they doing this like coincidentally or is this planned out, right? This is one of those moments.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I found, right, that people talk about was like the first thing I saw, right, was the fact that the scene that it take, like the amount of time it takes Sephiroth to kill Aerith
Yeah.
in the original game is 7 seconds, and people are like, oh shit. And obviously when you're playing this game, right, even before it was playable, I think the first thing everyone thought of was, oh man, we're gonna have to experience that again, right? Aerith's death. And that was like the first thing that everyone thinks about. It's always on your mind, in the back of your head, especially when you're playing this. It was for me. So I think that's why people like really jumped on to that, because that was it. The fact that that scene looked crazy. First of all, the graphical fidelity looked nuts. Like,
Yeah, the ending looks fucking crazy.
Yeah, and then but just for him to say 7 seconds, like that just sounds so urgent that
I know.
like,
They love this. It's all over the game. 7 everything.
Yeah, so Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, that's why even in the original, there's like they always mention 7. They love that 7. That
But yeah, that was one
Loki
of the
kind of corny shit, but I like it. I love it. So what I was trying to say is 7 seconds. What would you do with it? People thought they were referring to the time it takes to kill Aerith. Yeah, someone calculated the time of Sephiroth falling down and killing Aerith. It was like 7 seconds.
That's nuts.
But no, it was just a coincidence. So in actual, like when you pull up the map with your touchpad, you could actually click L2 after you beat the game, and you go, or maybe you have it from the start, but I don't know. But I beat the game when you
original game.
No, I'm talking about remake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good point. I should mention that. But when you touch the touchpad to pull up the map and you press L2, you can go to all the chapters. If you click on chapter 18, it'll break it into the subsections or whatever.
It's like the little like excerpts of
like little descriptions,
little synopses.
And if you go to this part actually of chapter 18, the 7 seconds bullshit, it's called the turning point. I quote: "In the world beyond, Sephiroth shows Cloud a vision of the planet 7 seconds before its demise. Having strayed from the course of destiny set for them, they strike out on a path toward an unknown future." So pretty much the 7 seconds is referring to the planet's demise. I mean, you could assume that's meteor, right? And once again, they mention they strike on a path toward an unknown future, and then you have Katase and Ultimania saying that, assume that's going to be the same story. It just doesn't add up. And then this is our last little tidbit of analysis before we get into these crazy ass theories, is that in the 2015 trailer, right? This is from Max. I'm sure you guys heard this. Well, at least in chapter 17, before I even say it, in chapter 17, Aerith mentions that the Whispers take a part of her away. And then it shows a short little cutscene where it shows the flower petals wilting away. It's right at that scene, chapter 17, when they're in her old room or whatever. It's like the Whispers are taking part of me everywhere, and then it shows a flower and all the petals like wilting away. Anyways, the point of me mentioning this is that in this 2015 trailer, it shows it like the same flower, and it's like wilting on the ground, and then you see Sephiroth's feather like flying down on it. And then obviously it's, you guys know what that's hinting at. But this is the one thing that you liked in the trailer. They say, and I quote, "It may bring joy or fear, but we must embrace it," referring to the remake project. It may bring joy or fear, but we must embrace it. I mean, like, that's literally what's happening right now, right?
Oh yeah. It's almost like whoever made the trailer or directed it or whatever that bullshit was. It literally was like them blatantly telling us, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna fuck with you," and like and like we just took it as like at face value of like
they're just being like
they're
epic.
They're trying to be epic, get us hyped for it, and like when you play this game and then go into the theories and go back to that trailer and watch
so much more.
If you haven't watched it, just go back to the one with Cloud and Barrett walking, I believe, and where you don't even really know it's Final Fantasy 7 at the beginning.
Yeah. That was a sick trailer, by the way.
Yeah, it was great.
I remember watching the first time. I watched it like 20 times over. I was like, oh.
But just listen to what they say in the trailer, and your mind will be blown, because you're like, they fucking just
they predicted everything.
Yeah. They planned this.
One thing, I'll say it again. It may, referring to the remake project, it may bring joy or fear, but we must embrace it. It's literally like what's happening right now, right?
Directed by Sephiroth.
So this is like a big question. We're getting into theories now. Unless you want to break anything down, I doubt. Okay,
do you, man? You're the host now. I'm not the host.
So is this game a remake, a reboot, a reimagining, a sequel? What is it, right? What do you think? Let me tell you what I think. Honestly, I would argue for all of the above. honestly.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, this is just like an all you can eat buffet, and you're just like going down the buffet, and you're like, oh, there's a little bit of remake right here, there's a little bit of sequel right here,
Yeah.
like a little bit of. And
People are super hell bent, like, no, this is a sequel. This is a sequel. No, I'm like,
it's so weird.
Yeah, it's crazy that everyone thinks a different way. I honestly, I can make an argument for all of it. I think it's all of it.
Yeah.
It could be a sequel. It could be a remake. You're like, how is this a sequel? Blah blah blah.
But it really depends on what the rest of the game is. To be honest.
Yeah.
Our gaps that we're filling, yeah. Of course, it's everything, right? But we won't really know until this whole like
project's done.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But yeah, pretty much. I just want to say that I think I could argue for all of the above. But ready for theories, guys? Ready?
I'm ready. Shit.
Pause the video, take a stretch. Let's get it. Theory number 1.
Was this like your theories or like
this is
collective?
Theories that I've made and collected from like everywhere on the internet, being different Twitter, Twitch streams, YouTube videos, everything. I just like
the internet.
Yeah, the internet pretty much.
Yeah.
I got like all the theories, I meshed them all together and some I grouped together because they made sense together.
How many theories we got?
I got 11.
God
so
damn.
strap up.
Couldn't have had 7.
Yeah, imagine. Honestly, I could probably condense into 7. But theory number 1. Final Fantasy VII Remake is not an actual remake, but Sephiroth is actually from the future, being admin children, and he's remaking the timeline. Is Cloud from the future? Now, before we get into this theory, there's something from the Ultimania that Nomura said. This is gonna fucking be crazy, right?
Dear God.
This Ultimania, I feel like, and I'm late on the Ultimania too because this video, we're filming this video kind of late, so I'm probably like a week left out of Ultimania information. I just got some like the first.
Was it like still being added? Like
not being added, but being translated.
Oh, okay.
So I was keeping up with translations for the first couple of days, and then I kind of stopped and started playing FF8. What's up, guys? FF8 people. But yeah.
Conjunction.
I digress.
What's your function?
So this is from the Ultimania. Nomura said that there are 2 meanings to the title. He clearly wanted to quote. He clearly expressed to those with doubt that this is a complete remake of the original with the title Remake as well, talking about the project as a whole. In regards to the other meaning, oh my god, my friggin'. In regards to the other meaning to the word remake, well, I can't answer that right now.
Theory's got you gassed up.
Ask me, yeah, I'm gassed up. let me repeat that because that got messy. He wanted to, and I quote, clearly express to those with doubt that this is a complete remake of the original with the title Remake as well, talking about the project as a whole. In regards to the other meaning to the word remake, well, I can't answer that right now. Ask me again in a couple of years, and then he laughs.
These guys, man.
This is in reference to, he was being asked, are there 2 meanings to the title Remake? And he says, then what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that this is a remake, and then there's also another meaning I can't talk about right now. Ask me again in a couple of years, and he laughs. This is just in support of this theory that
Freaking remaking the timeline.
he's remaking the timeline. I have a crap ton of details. Interrupt me anytime. I'm just gonna go through the details because we got a lot to get through.
I hope the final boss is just the fucking Square Enix CEO from 15 or wherever.
Yeah, this is just me talking. I have so much notes, but once again, interrupt me anytime.
I guess I'm just the audience in this episode.
So the game begins with Sephiroth's song. This does not happen in the original.
Wait, the game what?
The Final Fantasy VII Remake, the game begins with Sephiroth's theme song. Right?
Does it?
Yeah.
What?
you hear the like a little bit, like right in the beginning, a little bit.
Jeez, I didn't pick up on any of
But
this.
you play it again, you'll see. But once again, theory is Sephiroth from the future. He's remaking the timeline. Blah blah blah. So the game starts with his song, right? He has way more interaction. Within.
Oh yeah, no, his involvement in this game is like nuts. You're not even supposed to see him yet.
Yeah, I know.
Just wordings of him, talkings of him, but
you kind of see his like the blood in the original. You see the blood trail.
Yeah.
In the
to be fair, when I was playing this game, I thought they were just putting him in just for fan service sake, but just they were just like, oh no, Sephiroth for the past 20 whatever years.
That way, right?
Yeah, and they're just like, we're gonna put him in here because I know that's what you want. And we're not going to make another sequel for another like 3 years maybe or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh yeah, let's give him a little taste of Sephiroth.
And that's why people didn't like this. A reason why people were like, I don't like this game is because it felt fan servicey, but low-key it's not. And once again, this is why I'm gonna go on record and say that. Well, I did go on record and say that I'd rather not have the Whispers, but I'm not gonna cry about it. Since they're here, let's roll with it. And this is why I actually like the Whispers and the ending, is because these theories are making my mind explode, and I love it. I'm all about the theory stuff.
This guy just has photos in his room. He's got the reds turned.
Yeah, right. But yeah, Sephiroth has more interaction in this game. In the original, Sephiroth's first appearance is in the Shinra headquarters, and it doesn't even really reveal him. It's kind of like, once again, the blood trail. And that's where you see his sword in freaking President Shinra's back or whatever. When Cloud sees him for the first time under the bridge, the song "The Promised Land Cycle of Souls" starts playing. This is only used at the beginning of Advent Children and when Kadaj dies. Now, out of all the songs to pick from, why did they choose this song?
Tell me why.
Because things are different, right? Sephiroth seems more obsessed with Cloud this time around. Like, this game. In the original, he's not really focused on Cloud until, like, near the end.
Yeah.
Especially in terms of the Midgar section.
It's more for him to get the black materia, really.
Yeah, right?
But, like, this one, he just seems to be... He's just a bully in this game. He's just, like, fucking with him for some reason. It seems like he's trying to make him do some bullshit.
Yeah, and
maybe kill the Whispers, wink, wink. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that was intentional. And, yeah, pretty much what he's saying in the original, Sephiroth doesn't really care about Cloud until, like, toward end, because he starts controlling him because he knows that he has, like, the Genova cells or whatever. He uses his will, whatever the bullshit is. But I guess what I'm trying to say is in this game, it doesn't seem that way, that he's, like, trying to manipulate him. It's kind of he's just like messing with him, right?
He's trying to... It seems like he's trying to coerce him in a certain way to do certain things, but not necessarily, like, controlling his hand to do it, because it seems like he can't because of these Whispers, low-key.
Whatever, right?
That's what it seems like.
Sephiroth already has his black wings and feathers, something that he only has, the feathers, in Advent Children, which takes place 2 years later after the original. I'm gonna chew this ice real quick. I should probably stop chewing the ice and just talk.
People are just like, oh yeah.
ASMR.
This is what I came here for, not theories. Ice chewing.
He slashes through Whispers every moment he gets and pretty much disregards fate and destiny. Every time there's Whispers around him or whatever, he just and that's gone. What does this mean? Does it mean fate, destiny don't mean shit to this dude? Sephiroth is evolved. He's like a stronger version in this game, right?
Yeah, that's the one thing. He does not get the black wing, and he's not all powerful until Advent Children, really. I mean, I guess in the original one he is, but like in Advent Children, he doesn't have like the wing and shit. And
yeah.
For them to do that in this game, where he technically shouldn't have that, that's huge. I don't know if that's just like them to be like, oh, let's give him the wing.
Yeah,
just to be cool.
Yeah. Like, once again, like, is this a coincidence? Is this, like, premeditated? Who knows? In the final battle, he's not even trying. When Cloud in the Edge of
I thought he was.
No, he's like, we'll get into it, but he's not even trying. In the Edge of Creation, when Cloud attempts to do his Omni Slash, which is obviously, if you guys played the original, it's a very similar circumstance at the end of the game.
It's the ultimate move.
Yeah, it's the ultimate move. They're in that wormhole Edge of Creation area. Kind of looks like it a little bit, but it's just all black.
Can you use Omni Slash anywhere in the game?
Yeah.
Oh, really? It's not just like...
No, you could get it.
Okay.
But yeah, he pretty much Cloud used... Yeah, so pretty much at the end of that, they just gave it to you for free if you don't have it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just to make it epic, which was also a super epic moment. I fucking love that moment. But, so pretty much in the Edge of Creation, Cloud is like trying to Omni Slash him low-key. And...
yeah, he tried.
He like effortlessly parries Cloud and he tells him not yet, and I quote, not yet. It's like, you know what I mean? He's from the future, dude, and he's super OP. And
how many swords does Cloud have?
I don't know.
7? Does he have 7 in this fucking crazy?
The fusion sword.
Yeah.
He pretty much, Sephiroth is in control. He has more knowledge and scope, and he might have a new plan to succeed this time. Because if you know, he dies and the meteor gets destroyed, and obviously but did he hold up? Yeah, new plan to succeed. So pretty much people are saying that he failed because when he does the meteor, cast holy, doesn't work. But like Loki, was there future plan to get humanity wiped 500 years later? Did he actually win? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe he has a new plan to actually make humanity get wiped and live. Maybe he has a new plan. Maybe he needs something else to happen. Does he purposely, like you mentioned, want Cloud to defeat the Whispers and the Harbinger?
Yeah, I mean the idea, right, that I think that everyone is thinking of is that like technically Sephiroth is from this future timeline. He's going back. He's trying to change that you didn't spill water on yourself. Change that like everything that is pretty much going wrong for him to go right. And the only way for them to do that is to literally get rid of fate itself, because I guess technically the rules they're trying to write in Square Enix is that everything that happens in Final Fantasy VII OG is written in stone, and that's just the way the world works. It's just written in stone.
Yep.
And for them to get that eraser and erase it,
yeah. So I guess
we need the literally fate to not exist, and now every character seems to have control of whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, and I mean that's the idea, right? Is in this game, how Sephiroth manipulates Cloud in this game, in the OG Black Materia. In this game, he makes Cloud fight these Whispers and Harbinger. Why does he want him to do that? Well, he wants to erase this fate that you talked about, and he wants to do a new thing that he thought of. Maybe he has more knowledge and scope. Once again, he's evolved Sephiroth. He's from the future, and he wants to do a new plan that works where he lives this time. Maybe Meteor actually does work. Where was I? Oh yeah, so he's not even trying in the final battle, and when Cloud runs up and they do that epic like Avengers-esque scene where it's like Cloud, and it pans to all the teammates.
And having children?
No, and remake right at the end when you beat Sephiroth.
Yeah, yep.
It's like Cloud is cool, and Tifa punches a thing, and Barrett's like get him, whatever. When he runs up that and he does the huge slash down on freaking Sephiroth. I don't know if you noticed this, but Sephiroth is literally like smiling at this dude.
He has a little smirk. He's like, "Fuck yes, you just did my bidding."
Yeah, like,
maybe
he's clearly not trying. He wants this to happen. At the edge of creation, which is the wormhole place, the song 7 Seconds Till the End plays. Creative name. But this is the same song that plays during your visit at the Forgotten Capital in the original game. And if you guys didn't know, that's where Aerith dies. Spoilers, But yeah, they
I love your need to just be like spoilers.
It's funny.
It's real estate. It's the options like.
Yeah, but anyways, they're playing this song. It's the same like song in the Forgotten Capital. That's where Aerith dies. And out of all the songs, once again, out of all the songs they pick, why do they choose this song? Right?
Yeah.
Are they hinting at something?
That's what I'm saying. There's too much premeditatedness in this game. It's like there's no way. Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You know what I'm saying? And this is like 10 different instances.
I know, and this is just the first theory.
This is crazy.
Yeah, pretty much is Sephiroth setting up Cloud to fail harder than the original, and like in terms of the original where he failed is like obviously giving the black materia and stuff. Is he setting him up to like go through shit even worse, right? Sephiroth is messing with Cloud's memories throughout the game, and now is he kind of messing with ours?
God.
Right?
God damn it.
I think Max said this actually.
Oh my god.
Because he's altering the future and stuff in terms of destroying the Whispers and like setting off a new path. He's like messing with Cloud's memories, and now he's messing with us. We're the ones with the headaches.
Yeah, I mean,
this is why the Whispers are incredibly aggressive during the last segment of the game, because this is relating to Bugenhagen. Pretty much the Whispers, are they a defense mechanism of the planet to defend itself?
What are
the Whispers?
Oh, okay.
Because I said reminder. I told you to write this down, but Bugenhagen said that the planet protects itself.
Okay, yeah.
Are the Whispers protecting the planet? Is that
is that like the planet's
thing that it's doing to
defense mechanism?
Yeah, to protect itself and keep the OG7. Because once again, at the end of FF7, humanity gets wiped. Obviously, it gets wiped for a reason, right?
Yeah.
To protect itself, you would assume. Is the planet really hell-bent on making the original events happen because it's trying to protect itself from something? Obviously something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has to wipe out a human. Where was I? It's funny because every time I put my phone in vertical, it like fucking changes my placing, and I always get lost in the sauce.
You gotta put that lock on, bro.
Where was I? Because yeah, things are not natural. As Sephiroth is like changing destiny pretty much. It's a defense of the natural world. They wanted to keep it the same. When you actually see Sephiroth in person the first time and not like a vision, it's actually him, I think. Or pretty much on the bridge with Genova when you see him there.
Yeah.
Cloud feels like excruciating pain and he grips his arm. And then when he grips his arm, the entire camera but it cuts right to the section of his arm. That's all you see is just like this section of his arm. And
did that shit on purpose.
Yeah. This is one of the very many moments where they cut to something on purpose. Why is it cut there? This is the exact place where he had Gia Sigma in Advent Children, the same spot. Whoa!
The universes collide when worlds collide.
And this is like the last bit of this theory is that, and when I watched the movie, I was trying to look out for it, but I don't think I really saw it. But people are saying that in Advent Children, Sephiroth actually summons whispers like when he arrives there for the first time, because there's like these black swirly things. They were whisper-like, but it wasn't enough for me to buy it. But regardless, it's a theory.
It wasn't just to be for anime effect.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe guys go watch that and let me know what you think. But in my opinion, it didn't really look like it. But for the sake of the theory, let's just say that it was. He summons theories. He summons whispers.
He might.
Yeah, he might. He summons whispers in Advent Children upon arrival. Was this thought out from the conception of FF7, like you were saying? Was this entire thing thought out?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I really feel like, goddamn, like they really planned this. Like when they were writing this, they literally said, well, to make a game, it's going to be a great game. And when 20 years later, when technology arises and everyone has fond memories of this game, we're gonna fucking do this thing.
We're going to be Sephiroth. We're going to mess with everyone's memories. All right, that was the end of the theory.
Okay.
Move on?
Move on.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right, that was like a juicy one. I think I have like one more juicy one, but we'll get to that in a bit. The rest are still pretty substantial, but I don't have as many details written out, but we'll talk about it. Theory number 2. Sephiroth will not kill Aerith, but instead he will destroy the white materia. So let me break that down. Instead of like him coming down and killing Aerith, he won't kill Aerith because there's 2 events that lead to his demise. But I'll say the theory one more time before we get into it. Sephiroth will not kill Aerith, but he will instead destroy the white materia, which is known to be holy. It's Aerith's materia. It's holy. Mm-hmm. Why will he do this? Now, there are 2 events that lead to Sephiroth's demise. 1, Aerith dying. 2, Aerith casting holy. When Aerith dies, she goes into the life stream. She is needed to go into the life stream. Why? To cast holy with the white materia thing. And this is where she kind of activates it or whatever in the where she dies, the capital or whatever. Without Aerith dying, she will be unable to go to the live stream. So if you keep Aerith alive, unable to go to the live stream, and it destroys the white materia, that's self-explanatory. There's no holy to stop Meteor.
Yes.
Thoughts? That's just like a little, not really a theory, I guess more of a prediction.
So, let's just boil it down. What is the fate of Aerith in the future of this series?
Yeah, right.
And
she was fated to die, but there's no fate anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's not much we can say besides this is a prediction. If this shit happens, people would not like that.
Aerith not dying.
Well,
or just like,
I guess Aerith not dying, but personally, I wouldn't care. I would actually like it if Sephiroth won. That'd be really fucking ballsy and cool.
How do you even end that? Like,
yeah, I don't
generic. I win. You know what I mean? Credits roll.
I don't know, but I know that would people would get really mad if Aerith doesn't die because that's a very important part of the story, and that literally will change the story. Obviously,
it changes like characters. It changes like everything.
People will not like that. I don't agree with that, but it would be cool to see stuff.
I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. Like this is how crazy it is, but like, because a lot of people are just saying, what if it's like Tifa dies? It's like an end game of a soul for a soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on. You.
Yeah, go ahead.
Number 3, I can't even remember. Oh, that last one was a prediction. I think I might have mixed these all together. It doesn't really matter, but I should have connected this to theory number 1, Sephiroth's from the future. This is another branching one. If Sephiroth is from the future, the planet is protecting itself by sending flashes of the future to Cloud in order for him to save the world. This is the planet's defense mechanism.
God damn it.
That is the theory.
I didn't even think about that.
So yes, once again, Bugenhagen, planet protect itself. Its defense mechanism sending Cloud these flash forwards so he acts upon them in doesn't let them happen.
I mean, that there's got to be a reason why they're getting these visions. I didn't even think about that. I just assumed they were just like random.
Obviously, this theory would counteract the planet wanting to wipe humanity or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the planet didn't like that or something. Or something along the lines.
Yeah.
Because if he follows through on these flash forwards, then I would assume that he stops the humanity thing getting wiped or changing, or maybe the planet does it so he keeps it intact. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. When I played through it,
This theory could go many ways.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think of it as like them being like, hey, by the way, do this, do that, or whatever. I thought it was just like they were in this weird limbo of like time and space where all timelines exist, and like, and then just weird anime shit that like they were getting blasted with like random like memory hits.
I mean, honestly, like anything goes at this point. There's so many theories that people can make up and like interpretations, if you will. I'll move on.
Go ahead.
So yeah, number 4. This is the little meaty one.
Number 4?
Yeah.
Dear God.
Opposed to Sephiroth being from the future, Aerith is from the future instead. Or, so this kind of goes together, /
Or both.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, no, sorry. Let me finish. There's like 2 theories in one, but they kind of go together because they use the same supporting evidence. Both of them. And this will make sense when I say Aerith is from the future, or the original FF7 was a vision from the future. And the entire FF7 was just a vision. So,
because at the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you guys didn't know, in the original, Aerith begins the game with her eyes open. In the original, she begins the game with her eyes open. At the end, you get that sort of her face, like looking up, is what I'm referring to.
In the dark with the glowing.
Yeah, it's like the Mako live stream, whatever.
Yeah.
So in the original Aerith, when she looks up, her eyes are already open. In the end, it flashes to that same thing, talking about the original once again, and her eyes are closed, and then she opens them when she is summoning Holy right at the end. Now, in the remake, Aerith begins the game with her eyes closed, and then she opens them, like the ending of the original.
Instead of having them open.
Yeah. So, once again, the beginning starts, her eyes are open, talking about OG. Beginning starts, eyes open. At the end, eyes closed, and then open. In remake, at the beginning, eyes closed, and then open. So, what does this mean?
Got that, crowd?
Either she is time traveling, which I doubt, or
I think it's all mental, like visions.
Yeah, people are saying she's from the future. She time traveled. I don't support that. I'm more toward this, or she's jumping consciousness, or like no more
Steins Gate.
Yeah, right. Or more so that was a vision from the future. Mm-hmm. They get visions throughout the whole game. That entire FF7 original was just another one of those visions that you played through.
It was like a premonition.
Yeah, premonition. Yeah. Literally. And okay, so at the beginning, she's already aware of Sephiroth. And why do we think this? Because once again, Sephiroth's theme is playing. In the beginning, she when she gets up, she like looks down the alley, but she gets like really, really scared, kind of, because she can sense his like presence. In the original, that does not happen. She just gets up, goes to the Loveless Street or whatever.
I mean, you get the sense, like, I guess through the original, I kind of remember, and even the remake, is that like Aerith is just all knowing. She knows everything.
Yeah.
She just feels it in her balls. Like she just knows.
So in the beginning, Aerith appears to be meticulously waiting for Cloud in order to initiate the timeline sequence that is the original. Excuse me. She's trying to initiate the timeline sequence, or the correct timeline sequence. Maybe not the original, just a timeline sequence where she has to meet Cloud. She's kind of aware that she has to meet Cloud, and she's like, that's why when you see her, before you even like walk up to her and initiate the cutscene, she's like chilling there, like looking around, kind of like waiting for him. Mm-hmm. Is she doing that intentionally? If she is, she's trying to alter destiny by either her like not dying, which I doubt. I wouldn't agree with that, or like humanity being wiped. I can get behind that. So pretty much what I just said is Aerith is waiting for Cloud to initiate this timeline sequence. Why? She wants to pretty much save humanity from being wiped. She'll die for the cause. People are saying that she's trying to save herself, but I don't know. I don't get beyond that. Given that the planet takes care of itself, it's not crazy to assume that humanity is wiped 500 years later for the planet for a good reason. Like we were kind of mentioning this. So there's a good reason why humanity gets wiped. Is pretty much what I just said. If Aerith is trying to stop humanity from being wiped, it makes sense that the planet is using whispers as a tool to put an end to Aerith's tamperings with the timeline. You follow me?
Yeah.
Keep up.
I never even thought about that. About Aerith being like the bad guy.
This is why the whispers are assaulting her when you first meet her. She's trying to make the timeline happen where humanity doesn't get wiped. The planet says hell no. Send whispers, mess with her. Although Aerith is frightened when Cloud asks what things he's scared away, because he can't see the whispers yet, Aerith is neither surprised or urgent about what was bothering her. Like, when he's like, what? Like, what's going on? And she's like, help me. And then pretty much she says, like, thank you for scaring them away or whatever. And he's like, what things? He's like, yeah. And she kind of just like, whatever. She's not like, no, you didn't see that? Like, what the?
Yeah.
You know, like any normal person would be like, how did you not see that? Like, there's freaking.
You kidding me?
Yeah, you know what I mean? She doesn't freak out. She's just like, well, whatever.
It was nothing.
She says, never mind. Like, it was a normal occurrence and she was expecting it. This is very interpretation heavy, but it seems that Aerith knows that Tifa and Cloud are supposed to be together. When you deny the flower that she offers you, she tells him that it will make his girlfriend happy. Maybe that she already knows that Cloud gives the flower to Tifa. Once again, the theory is that she's from the future.
Do you get a choice to give Tifa?
Oh, no, not
give Tifa.
No,
the flower. No,
you get a choice to either buy the flower or not.
Or not. And then she just forces it on you.
Yeah, if you say no, she's like, no, we'll make your girlfriend happy. And this is kind of very interpretation heavy, but she knows that Tifa and Cloud are like, or at least she, maybe not together, but she knows that Cloud gives it to her.
They got a good thing going, maybe.
Yeah, and she's like, no, you're going to give this to her. Take it.
Don't fall in love with me, wink, wink.
Yeah, so the attitude in the original, her attitude surrounding Tifa in the original is super, super different. When she asks if Tifa is your girlfriend and you say yes, she replies with, oh, nice. Like, ... Oh, ... nice ... in the original.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do remember that.
Later on in the remake, she asked Cloud, she kind of asked Cloud the same question with the intent to tease and fluster him. Like, so it's like, Tifa, your girlfriend? He's like trying to like tease him and fluster him, whatever. In the original, she was like completely different. Like when you like say like, is she your girlfriend?
She's kind of butthurt about it.
Yeah, low-key.
A little bit like, oh, okay, hot guy. He's kind of got like, he's kind of talking to someone. And here she doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah. Once again, from the future, she's aware of all what's going on. When Cloud tells her he's involved in things, dangerous things, she replies with, "Oh, I'm sure you are," super sarcastically. Now,
it could be she's just being a fucking dickhead, or
she just knows.
She
right?
just knows everything. It's like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm sure you are. Like she knows. Like we've been through this. When Cloud falls through the church, she says, he's my bodyguard. Bodyguard works not too different from Merc stuff, right? She knows he's a Merc, and she says, she kind of covers it with, oh, I guess from the sword, like super awkwardly, like.
Oh, I didn't pick that up.
How does he know that he's like a body? Because in the original when you meet, and there she actually asks Cloud, have you ever been a bodyguard? And you have to like say, I think you say yes or no there. Regardless, she asks, have you ever been a bodyguard? In this game, she's like, oh, he's my bodyguard. Blah, blah, blah. Super different takes. Obviously, this is super like interpretation shit. But when Cloud suggests that Sephiroth is alive in the Moogle Emporium like alleyway, the kids club or whatever, when Cloud suggests that Sephiroth is alive, the camera zooms up to her lips, just like the arm, the Geosigma arm, zooms up just to her lips, and she replies, oh, right. She's like, oh, right. So she kind of like is already aware that, Sephiroth is doing his thing in this world. Once again, she's from the future, or she saw the vision that Sephiroth is doing this. So she's like, she kind of gets reminded like, oh yeah, I forgot this guy is doing this bad stuff. Later in the end of the game, Aerith reveals that she knows everything. She knows Sephiroth and everything about him. When she talks to him in chapter 18, it's like she's already aware of what he's done. She goes, "You're wrong. Everything about you is wrong." She already knows like what this guy has done from the vision. in the garden, in her house, when she's talking to Cloud, she says that she knew that the day was going to be special, and Cloud's pretty much like what does that even mean?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, she knew that she could live this day again with Cloud while she set up while she's like setting up the timeline for the future. Pretty much since she saw the vision or whatever. Now that they're there, she's like she knew this day would be special. Why? Because she gets to finally live through this good memory with Cloud again.
Yeah.
And she was like looking forward to living through this again. When you're in the sewers with Tifa and Cloud with the freaking Abzu or whatever, this is right when it's revealed that they're gonna knock down the pillar or whatever.
Yeah.
The plate. Tifa says, we have to get there to stop it, and we have to get there in time to stop it. Tifa goes like, right. You know, like she kind of already knows the fate of Sector 7. Mm-hmm. At the platefall, Wedge literally asks her, you don't, or literally says like, you don't think we're going to save Sector 7, do you? Air says no, but we have to do everything we can. You know?
Yeah.
He literally asks, you don't think we're going to save Sector 7? She goes, nope.
Sound like, no, but we have to do these things.
Yeah, so we don't regret it. Yeah. Like, we just have to do the best we can. She already knows that this shit's messed up. Obviously, something that would debunk this whole theory is that, like, oh, she just gets from the planet, talks to the planet or whatever. She knows the future, blah, blah, blah. But let's roll with it for the sake of the theory. Upon meeting Red 13, Aerith is already aware that this child's a friend, quote. She says this child's a friend. When the party only learns this from Bugenhagen at Cosmo Canyon in the original.
That's like the science. Bugenhagen's a scientist dude, right?
Bugenhagen is his like step grandfather.
That's like where you go into like that planetarium looking thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and he's at Cosmo Canyon. But pretty much, she says that this child's a friend. How does she know that? The only way that the party knows that in the original is because of Bugenhagen, and she already knows this, that he's actually like a child. If you didn't know, Red 13 is in his age, in dog years or whatever.
In Red 13 years.
Red 13 years, he's actually just a child.
He's just a 13-year-old.
Another example in chapter 17 is in Aerith's old room when Barrett says, "I'm gonna go bust some Shinra heads." Aerith immediately says, "No, you can't do that." Once again, whispers are always frequent around Aerith, and this moment is like especially no exception. When she starts spilling the beans about the whispers and what they are, and reveals that Sephiroth is actually the bigger threat than Shinra, they get super aggressive.
What do? They just doing like the vortex shit?
Yeah, like around her.
Oh, okay.
And that's when she says that every time they touch me, they take a part of me away.
Yeah. That's actually really funny because they're just like, yo, shut the fuck up.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Like, yo, stop.
Exactly. Like, once she starts spilling the beans, they're like, nah.
I love how they like can't do anything. They don't like shut her up or anything. They're just like, fucking stop.
This is part of the theory. What do they do? Every time when Aerith says they take a piece of her when they come in contact, this means that they're taking away her memories in order to prevent her from altering destiny.
No way, really? Or that's the theory?
That's the theory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so every time they touch her, so the vision, the future vision, or the memories, or whatever, she's in from the future vision, whatever, memories, blah, 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 they're taking them away from her so she doesn't kind of mess with the timeline. They're like, no.
Yeah.
We need to keep the OG intact. I had this highlighted as like a theory 4.5. What does this mean? Hold up. Taking remembers of blah, 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 blah. The planet, I guess this is another theory in terms of her knowing about the future. Mm. So this is like 3 theories in one. One being she's either from the future, jump time travel. I doubt that one. She gets the original is a vision. Or this one, the planet updates Air throughout the game. And as the game progresses, she gets more aware of what's going to happen. This is why she tells Cloud that he can't fall in love with her and she knows that Sephiroth was wrong. Excuse me. It feels like the planet's like feeding her information or the other theories. And oh my god. Yeah, see, but Aerith and Sephiroth are having like a Death Note-esque battle when they're like using the planet. They're like using the planet and the Whisperers, right? To like trying to like outsmart each other, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. I guess. That way, yeah, like they're like using them to kind of like battle back and forth.
Yeah, with like Destiny. They're like trying to outsmart each other. For example, I even wrote it. Sephiroth tampers with Cloud at the beginning of the game in order. Yeah, Sephiroth tampers with Cloud. Like remember at the beginning, and he's like under the bridge or whatever. He's like he like turns the corner in the alley. It looks mad funny. But Sephiroth is tampering with Cloud at the beginning of the game in order to delay him from meeting Aerith. However, the Whispers begin to pester Aerith in order for her to stay there so she can meet Cloud.
Yeah.
These are all like a bunch of details of this theory, but that's the end of that theory. Pretty much, to sum it up, Aerith's from or knows of the future. Or it's from the future or knows of the past. Yeah, as a vision.
I mean, even I want to go into even when like at beginning of chapter 18, end of chapter 17, like
my throat.
Like the so you know Aerith, like how she is, whether you knew these theories or not, like first playing through, she's just like this girl that's just like fucking with Cloud, fucking with everyone, and like
she gets super serious.
Like she's like trying to have fun and all that, and all of a sudden it was like everyone's just like, hey, what's that fucking portal? What's that portal? And she just immediately is just like, if we go in there, like we will not be the same. And I'm just like, what is like you could tell like she was like she dropped like whatever character or mask or persona she had on, and like
it was like she was waiting for that moment to happen, type of shit.
It was like either she was waiting or she was just like, all right, no, the gig is up, like this is serious shit right now. We need to go in there.
Like that was the part of her plan where she needed to complete whatever she wanted to do, type of thing.
But like literally, if you go watch the video back, like, and it's just like her demeanor completely changes, and it's almost as if like she knows everything about what's going on, whether that's the planet telling her shit as like she's going in like fucking like Naked Snake, or like or B, she's kind of just like she knows she's been here before or saw a vision of it.
Ready?
Go ahead.
We actually already talked about this, but this is a theory. I'd rather mention it here. The original Final Fantasy VII is actually the bad ending. Sephiroth/Jenova succeeded in getting their revenge when humanity got wiped 500 years later. Confirmed by Katase in an interview with EGM in 2005.
Confirmed that his plan worked?
No, confirmed that humanity did get wiped.
Oh, okay. Because like, what is Sephiroth's like true ultimate plan?
He wants to suck up the life stream and just become super powerful and pretty much just destroy the planet and like go to a new one and make a new.
Is that what it is? Like he just wants it for the ancients, the peoples, the Genovas.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure sucked up the life stream and just take revenge.
So I guess technically he
then start anew, pretty much.
Okay, because that I feel like because I'm a little bit shaky on the lore.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I just played it after. I kind of forgot a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
But my thing was like, why does this? Assuming the first theory was like correct.
Yep.
That he's from the future and all that. My thing was like, why does he want to be alive? Because
because of that reason.
Yeah, because he seems crazy enough where he's just like, let's just end it all. Fuck it.
Yeah. No, he wants to take revenge and pretty much start anew.
New people of ancients that live in nature and all
like
that.
For Genova,
Mako rich nature.
Yeah. I mean, someone can expand on that in the comments if you know. Next one. The Aerith during the resolution scene is actually what it's called. The resolution scene in chapter 14 is the one who died in the original.
Wait, hold up.
So in chapter 14 is when the start of it is when you have to go outside and you either get the cutscene with Tifa, Barrett, or the Aerith vision or whatever. You're talking to Aerith. He's like, you can't follow on me. Now that Aerith during that resolution scene in chapter 14 is the original Aerith, is the one who died.
Are you saying there's two of them?
Yeah, I guess. At least in that instance right there.
This is so weird.
So pretty much. Why is this theory a thing, right? Aerith tells Cloud things that she wishes she could have before she died. She tells Cloud not to fall in love with her, that even if he does, it's fake, referring to like his personality being mixed with Zack's. She proceeds to tell Cloud that she was glad to meet him, grateful for all the words, moments, and memories they shared, and that he made her more happy than he knows. This dialogue appears way more dramatic than the imprisoned Aerith, like the actual Aerith in the remake. This dialogue in this particular instance is like really dramatic, and likely it has an inkling that this dialogue is a lot more dramatic than the imprisoned Aerith, who likely has an inkling that like Cloud and the crew is coming to save her. So pretty much the Aerith
Are you trying to say that like they're like that's like the mind almost of that Aerith that dies originally? Kind of.
I guess maybe it's like from like maybe she just made it out of the live stream to say this or something. Something. You know what I mean? It's not actually her. It's clearly like a vision or something, like a premonition, or like a ghost or something.
I guess so. Technically, this physical body did not experience it, but somehow, some way, she's getting these memories of them having these great times and all that.
Let me break it down, like super basic. Pretty much, in the original, when Aerith dies, she goes to the live stream, blah 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 blah. This Aerith made her way into the remake during this resolution scene.
Yeah.
And when she pops up and is talking to Cloud, that's her. What everything she says is like what I just said. Pretty much saying all the things that she wanted to tell Cloud before she dies. Because in the original, when she dies, she doesn't get this chance to like say all this shit. She kind of runs off on her own and does her thing.
She's doing like her will.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's like she's just in the original. She just wanted to do this holy thing and just get this shit settled or like sorted out before Sephiroth does his thing. So this Aerith is actually the dead one, the original one, and she wanted to say all this shit. She says it to kind of soften the blow.
I mean, she's if I'm not mistaken, she's like doing the little pray thing too, right?
I don't remember.
If she is, confirmed.
But yeah, once again, she tells Cloud not to fall in love. She said she was glad to meet him, grateful for all the words, moments, and memories they shared, and he made her more happy than he knows. She's also super dramatic in this moment.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool theory. I like that theory. That's cool.
That's an interesting one. I don't know what it does much of it. Like,
I guess it's just like closure.
I guess.
Right.
Yeah. I like the ones with like big freaking ramifications.
Mm-hmm. I think we went through most of them. We'll see. Theory number 7. Altering fate / this is like kind of from Max actually. Altering fate / destiny is a red herring and meant to give players hope. It will instead amplify the original story beats and create new moments. You cannot change destiny.
I don't like the way you said that. It's scary. Yeah, no. Yeah, I get it.
I like this one.
That's interesting. Yeah, the fact that if whatever was it Katase that said that this is pretty much going to be the same thing.
It's going to be the same.
But like,
what does that mean? Yeah, this kind of supports that actually.
Yeah, it gives everyone being like, oh, okay, I could save Aerith, I could do this, and then just because you have that hope and
future spoilers. We're future spoilering.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. Watch this video. We said it first.
No,
we didn't. Maximilian Dude did it.
No, I like this theory. It pretty much, once again, all this setup in this remake, the first part, is meant to amplify everything that's to happen. Considering that he said FF7 will be the same as you always thought it would be.
It's like the carrot on a stick.
Yeah, and I have some examples.
Yeah.
Sephiroth will make Cloud's grief worse by having him kill Aerith instead. That's so once again a way to amplify these story beats and like change it.
Interesting. Okay, like kind of like
changing fate.
Everything will happen. Everything that's set in stone is to happen no matter what, whatever way it possibly can.
Yeah, but the fact that they killed the Whispers is just a way to just twist it just enough where the same story beats happen, aka Aerith dying, the moments like that. Those moments still happen, but they might be a little bit twisted in a way to make it just like hit so much harder. Once again, the first example makes Cloud's grief worse when he has him kill Aerith instead. If you guys didn't know, in the original, Cloud actually goes to lift up his Buster Sword and he's about to kill her or like slash down in her. And he's getting manipulated by Sephiroth, and then your teammates that you bring with you, whoever you chose, they like yell Cloud, and he like stops, he like shakes out of it, and then right after that's when Sephiroth comes down and does the thing.
Interesting.
So if it weren't for their teammates saying Cloud, like Cloud could have just killed her right there, and he doesn't, and then he's like, all right, then Sephiroth just does it. Another example would be Cloud and Zack experience Aerith's death. Albeit Zack is in a different reality or timeline because of the stamp or whatever. But they have to experience it like in their own way. And once again, this is where Max was saying, like, you don't want the cutscene of like going back and forth where he's like, and it switches to Zack and he goes, yeah. That would be stupid bad.
Just like split screen of their faces. No.
Yeah, no, that would feel bad. If they do it right, it could be good. Another one, and I literally wrote, I hope they don't do this. I'll say that. I hope they don't do this. You switch between Cloud and Zack in the FF8 Laguna style fashion. In Zack's timeline, he will replace Cloud's role.
In the original story.
Yeah, so in the next game.
So you're saying like Cloud dies and Zack is on the train mission?
Yeah, he's the Cloud. And the next game will be switching between both of them. You'll play through Cloud and Zack like in a way where it makes sense, like Laguna style fashion.
Oh, Cloud is Cloud is just like a farming simulator. He's just like, fuck this shit, and he's just like, I'm going back.
So like that's funny, but
he's just like, he just gives up on Soldier.
You continue this remake where it left off as Cloud. So you playing that game, and during certain sections of the game, you skip to that timeline that we saw with the bag, then you're playing as Zack.
Got it.
We talked about this actually. Cloud and Zack will have their final moments as friends again as the timelines merge for just a brief moment.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
They defeat Sephiroth together, and then they are, back to
that's
what
some
it was.
Naruto Sasuke shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that would be so cool. Just
they fight Sephiroth, the legendary war hero that they looked up to together, right?
Yeah.
After he's defeated, timelines revert back to normal because he's dead,
and they do a fist bump,
and he vanishes the moment,
and it just vanishes both times.
Or they do the your name where they're about to, and then he just like disappears.
Man, that'd be awesome.
I would like that, honestly.
By the way, that is super fan servicey.
Yeah,
but if you do it in a way, that makes sense,
yeah,
such as this theory. Again, anything is possible. Maybe
I think people would be upset with that because like, no, that would ruin Cloud's character. Blah blah blah. Because he's supposed to be dead. Cloud is him because Zack's dead. Well, I mean, to that, I guess, offense, I guess, but in Cloud's timeline, he's dead. He's still dead. Even though Zack's alive, it's in a different timeline. It does not affect this current Cloud in this remake.
Mm-hmm.
So if that were to happen, I mean, he's still dead in his actual timeline, and he sees this another Zack, he could start like breaking down, crying, and like, oh my god, this is actually him. And then like, yeah, let's do this, and then they have their bro moment where it's just them two for Sephiroth. They win, and he's like, see ya, bro. That was good. This is the last time we see each other. That was fucking awesome. We went out with a bang. Peace, and he vanishes. And that's how Cloud gets his closure, I guess.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. I'm for it.
Final Fantasy into the 7 verse. How awesome would it be if he had like a different sword for some reason and he was just like, give me that back. You know what I mean?
I guess I can picture them just the same exact Buster Sword, and they're just
both of them
they're just doing their thing. That'd be sick. You like this one? This is what Max said. The party will see Jessie in a starring role at the Gold Saucer with her healthy dad in the audience. She will not know who they are.
Oh yeah, that'll be such a mind blow. Like, it'll be so awesome if they're just like, wait a minute, Jessie is alive. It's just the way that they end this remake is like, you don't really know where they are at all in terms of
interpretation.
It really seems like because they like fucked up these whispers, it feels like they like almost like it's like all the timelines got like twisted in like this like
yeah.
I'm trying to it's like if you had like Apple headphones. I know we're like separated from wires now, but remember the wired Apple headphones? For some reason, you put them in your pockets, all neat and stuff, and then
yeah, you take it out.
And you take it out, it just looks like friggin' ramen noodles.
Yeah. How did this even get tangled?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like, what if that's kind of the feeling I got of just like, we don't really know where they are or when they are.
Yep.
And something like that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do like this theory. And this is my last little note, is that once again, Fate Destiny is a red herring. Bugenhagen will just explain everything. Because right after Midgar, not right after, but soon after, you go to Cosmo
Canyon, yeah.
And Bugenhagen's there, and he in the original he like explains a lot of shit. And this is the moment where he'll explain why this timeline shit's getting jumbled up, because even at the end you don't even know what timeline they're in, like you were saying.
Yeah,
it's super like,
that's clean storytelling. But I don't want that because it's such an easy answer to all this.
You know what you also want? Like, segue into theory number 8. Tifa Lockhart will die. This is not really a theory, I guess a prediction. Now, why?
Not baby Tifa.
People will riot. I'll riot. People will hate this shit. I'll hate this shit. But the premonition Cloud gets during the Shinra tour inside the Visual Entertainment Hall will come true. Tifa and Barrett were both killed in this vision. You remember what I'm talking about? In the Shinra tour vision. Yeah.
Where it was like there were like a nuke went off or some shit. Like that's what it looked like.
Yeah, he gets a vision in like the entertainment hall, and the dude's like, "There's glitches going on."
Yeah.
But that was like a full on freaking vision.
He was like murdering like all of his friends.
Yeah, it was crazy. So he stabs Barrett, stabs Tifa. That was a sick. I love the Shinra tour part. It was really cool. But I digress. Tifa and Barrett were killed during this vision. Shortly after, Barrett is actually killed, but then he's revived by Whisperers, keeping the timeline intact. However,
they just die in the vision. Right.
Yeah. So pretty much, this premonition is actually like this premonition that he gets is like a future flash forward, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, we don't know that because all the other flash forwards were from the original.
Is there any parallels to how they died? Does it show him like killing Barrett in the vision?
Yeah. During that little glitch part in the visual entertainment hall where they explain the ancients backstory and that really good CGI that I like.
Beautiful.
Tifa and Barrett were killed. Yeah. Shortly after, Barrett actually gets killed in the headquarters. That's where the Whisperers revive him.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the game, you kill the Whisperers. Now, however, Tifa's death never came to be. Barrett's did. Now that the party has effectively eliminated the Whisperers.
Oh, shit.
When Tifa's demise inevitably comes true, the Whisperers are no longer there to right these wrongs, since we destroyed them. And that's another way for Cloud to be like, oh my god, that's what like
Tifa, don't go on a mission. Don't go.
Say they do that, and then they do the other theory where Aerith is still alive and destroys Holy, and then he has to go through this grief of Tifa that it was Cloud's fault because he killed the Whisperers. He's gonna be like, oh, it was my fault that Tifa died. I shouldn't have killed the Whisperers. It would have saved Tifa, blah blah blah, and he like freaks out over that. That'd be make for a pretty cool game. I don't want that game, but that would be cool.
That would suck if Tifa just is dead.
But with this theory, that kind of
it makes sense.
Adds up.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about that right now. That's it. That's really that's some next level shit.
Yeah, that's scary though. Fuck, I love Tifa.
Get Tifa, put her in the freaking corner of the hotel room. Get Vincent, camp, aim at the door with his fucking Cerberus, just like that. Right when the door opens, just it shoots the fucking old lady. Oh god, just has like a shotgun shell in her chest.
Talking so much, my throat, man. Yeah, I think those are like all the theories. The rest are like kind of more prediction-esque, at least what I'm seeing right here. Number 9, Marlene Wallace will play a big part in the story in the future. Now,
they really. All right, hold on. Before you get into this,
let
me give your voice a rest because they really hint at Marlene being a big old piece of something.
Even in the original.
Well, how?
Right at the end, remember with the weird, literally the last cutscene with the weird text at the bottom that you were talking about?
Yeah.
So pretty much during that scene when Aerith goes to cast Holy, she's like, it goes back. It
goes to the kids in the city, right?
It shows a cut of Marlene in the house with Elmira.
Oh, okay.
And pretty much the weird dialogue cutscene box says, she's like, is that the flower girl? And she like gets up and looks out the window. That's in the original.
Oh.
So how does she fucking know that? There's no way for her to know that.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, there was again. It could
stretch.
stretch it out, but it could be it could be a coincidence or not. But they focus a lot of the camera work on Marlene and then obviously Barrett because that's his baby girl. And just her kind of looking, because what is she turns around, sees the flower drip. And
yeah, she's like she was watering the flower,
Daddy, right?
Yeah, she was watering the flower, then she walks out because I think Elmira calls her to like come eat, and then right when she opens the door, she's like, "Daddy."
Which also goes into another thing was that like freaking Biggs is alive. What's good with this?
It's another timeline you don't really know, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where they paint certain things like
mixing, it'll be answered in the
mixing this with like just them being like, okay, we gotta go save humanity now, and like you don't know where they are or when they are, how they are, why they are.
Yeah, I think that was intentional. That's people don't like that, but I think it was intentional because they show the chip bag, and then they start flipping between a bunch of different shit, and you don't really know what reality is. Yeah, that's super intentional.
I really think that was supposed to be so like my like Apple headphones theory of just like they all got twisted or some shit.
And that's why people are So that's the way I cope with this ending is like because no, a lot of people are upset that like no, Zack needs to be dead. He cannot be alive with Cloud because it does not make Cloud who he is. And the way I like coped with it was like, well, in the remake timeline, like the main timeline, he's dead. Yeah, it was just in this older timeline that he's alive. People are thinking that since the like the ambiguity of the timeline shit at the end, that when Cloud and them are on the hill or whatever, that they're now in the same timeline with Zack and stuff. I would not like that. I hope they don't do that.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, there's no way. But a lot of people are thinking that way.
Yeah,
and I mean, I guess I could voice that concern too, because I definitely don't want that. Obviously, I would be very mad. But given what we have, I'm like, I think it's okay.
I mean, it feels like whatever happened the thing is, the reason why I feel like that wouldn't make sense and it's kind of messy is that like the Whispers were keeping everything intact up to that point.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of that. Mm-hmm. And then the reason why we're seeing things like that, and it's supposed to tell the audience that, hey, we might be dealing with multiple verses here.
Yeah. And then they all like everything in the game is like they're going another direction. Ultimately says no, we're not. And it's fucking weird. But
the thing I hate about this shit is like we're not dealing with like an indie game or like a Hollywood movie that we'll get in a year. We're dealing with a freaking AAA fucking Square Enix game,
got a project,
like a project. So we're gonna have to wait like some amount of years, unless for some reason within their development plans, they're like, we will not release Final Fantasy VII Remake until Rebirth or whatever it's going to be fucking called.
Honestly, knowing Square Enix, I doubt that.
Oh, yeah, no, I doubt it. But how smart...
The track record with like Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15 where they had a huge event announcing the release date and then they delay it, which is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. It definitely was. I remember watching that and being like, yes, fuck yeah.
Yeah, they made a huge event for this Final Fantasy 15. Oh my god, the release date. And then a couple months later, we're delaying it. But that's besides the point.
But how smart would that be? I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know how to run a big game company, but
I'm happy that I don't either. It's stressful.
You know, we got all these haters out here.
Exactly.
But like, but you assume like, do you think some sort of development went into the next game at least a little bit?
I remember reading that they're already working on it in like October, November of 2019, and then recently I read that they just got.
We lied.
Yeah, like recently.
Sephiroth messed the timelines up.
I don't want to speak out of my ass, but it was something like they just started like pre-production. It's something very, very.
Oh no!
Something very basic and like very like not deep at all in development, and I was like, oh, that's not good.
Damn it.
But then I read an article that I don't even know. What are they? I don't know. I have no idea.
Do you know what engine?
Unreal Engine.
Oh, really? So like Unreal Engine 5. That might. I don't know how.
We just saw that. It was incredible, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know if that might like.
Yeah, that'd be cool if that would
like speed it up a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Speed it up. You think? I don't know. I considering that Square Enix, not Epic Games, the owner of Unreal, I would think that would take some adjustment period.
You think?
I think so, but then when they get it down, then the gears will start turning.
Because
I don't know though. I don't make games.
Yeah, me neither. But it seemed like I don't want to speak like what it seemed like. A lot of the stuff was like kind of automatic. Like they didn't have to. They kind of had to do less work, but the kind of the output was kind of like
more efficient. Yeah, no, they did present it in that way, but once again, they don't own the engine, and if they were to just hop in this new engine, I would assume it's like us getting in, like I don't know, getting into Photoshop or something, right? You gotta get adjusted, but once you know everything, boom, you can just keep it rolling. What were we talking about? I forgot.
Theories.
The prediction. So I just want to mention that too since you brought it up. I might as well say it. But if Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 or whatever, Part 2.8 comes out.
Development cycles.
Yeah, if it comes out and it's like on PS5 with Unreal Engine 5, like the new freaking Final Fantasy VII, that would look so incredible.
Oh yeah. All
the load screens, there's no more shimmying, all the textures that people are crying about, which is valid by the way, but all the textures that people are like, they don't like. Not even a problem anymore. Yeah. That'd be crazy. But anyways, this prediction was Marlene Wallace will play a big part in the story in the future. I said, or I don't know if I even said it, but something is going on with Marlene. She's able to sense Aerith in the original, like I mentioned, and Remake, and Advent Children, actually, when I watched it.
Is there like low-key hints that she might be like an ancient?
I don't know. I bet you people have been theorizing this since 97, but she is particularly interested in Aerith. in the original, remake Advent Children. She likes to talk about her to Cloud in the original.
She likes the smell of her.
Yeah. And it was after they went through the sewer and stuff. He was like, "You smell good." I was like, "What?" They just went through the sewer.
I literally stepped in rat shit. Like I stepped in freaking hedgehog pie shit. Thanks.
Is she a Cetra or does she have Cetra-like abilities? Was the projection of her in the train graveyard her own doing?
Oh yeah.
And the original Dyne, which is the best friend of Barrett.
Dyne, right?
Yeah, Dyne. Dyne, I hope that's how you say it. And the original Dyne claims that he can hear Eleanor speaking with him. Eleanor was the wife. Dyne is the father of Marlene.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys didn't know, reminder. Dyne claims that he can hear Eleanor speaking with him. Is he insane? Or is one
Marlene Wallace
/ both of them, being Eleanor / Dyne, etc.
Oh.
Dyne says he claims that he could hear Eleanor speaking with him. Is one of them etc.? Does that, by the transitive property, make Marlene?
No, that makes sense. That makes 100% sense.
That is a little theory / prediction.
What if we go even further and say they're related?
Who?
Marlene and Aerith, somehow.
You're blowing my mind. I don't want to think about it. Next.
You gotta think about the next step.
No, you're right.
You always gotta think about the next step.
That's scary.
But that's just one thing. Like imagine. I mean,
that'd be crazy.
I don't know. Get a picture of Aerith and get a picture of Marlene next to each other. Yep. I need to see now. But the only thing I can know of is that like one,
they share the same eye color?
That's what I'm saying. What do they do? That's next level theory. You heard it here first. But if it's true. You didn't hear it from us first if it's not true. But they both have brown hair. They both wear pink, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Marlene is young Aerith.
Yeah, Marlene wear pink and white.
Yeah.
Like no bullshit, right? At least in the original, I remember during that cutscene at the end with the
You heard it here first if it's true.
That'd be crazy.
All right. I'll clip this part right here. Put it on Twitter and be like, I called this shit years ago. Remember this day.
Next one?
Yeah.
This is more of a prediction. Roche will be affected by the consequences of Mako. Let me repeat that. Roche will be affected by the consequences of Mako with cellular degradation. Think the reunion soldiers. Like
yep.
So in the next game, you're gonna see Roche, and he's gonna be one of those old guys with the robes or whatever, or he's gonna be old, like super old, because of the cellular degradation.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot to get fucked up.
Yeah,
by this shit.
and he President Shenron mentions it before the Airbuster fight. He actually says it in the remake. So yeah. So Roche was extremely energetic and happy in the remake, but this was because he will be sad and miserable in the next one.
He was super happy now. Wait till you see him in next game.
It's sort of as like a wake up call. It pretty much. It's so I guess
He's like, woo, look at me, I got Mako. Yeah,
Soldier's
I'm fucking awesome. Yeah,
and then
what's
the next
up?
game is like super old, sad, miserable. And why would they do this? Just to show the consequences of Mako. And you should not be messing with this. This is the planet's thing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Interesting. I pictured like the Family Guy skit. I was just like, when like Peter Griffin goes through like fucking puberty. He's like, hey, I want to play some baseball.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go jerk off now. That's like literally Roche, right when he gets injected with like Mako or whatever.
That'd be a cool reveal though. Like, who is this? How does he know Cloud? He's like, it's Roche.
It's Roche, and he's just like this fucking nasty ass dude.
This is kind of a theory as to why they were so crazy at the end of the game, like power creep. In terms
Are you talking about like Cloud slicing a building in half?
Yeah.
And shit, and there'd be like...
And people are like, this makes no sense, the pacing so bad. Well, this theory is a theory. Kind of might explain why. And it kind of makes sense, I guess. But if you know the properties of a singularity, they're in a singularity, that portal, they go into a singularity. The property...
Is a singularity real?
Yeah.
Is that the real term for like what the hell this shit is?
I'm pretty sure you could Google definition it.
Yeah. I'm like...
But yeah, go ahead. The properties of a singularity suggest that it changed Midgar at every point in the time. The properties of singularity suggest that it changed Midgar at every point in every single timeline. Since past, present, and future is disregarded by singularity, this explains why the party is much stronger than they are after they enter compared to the rest of the game. They are the best versions of themselves.
as you say that, I'm like seeing what singularity actually means, and yeah, no. If you guys don't know what singularity means, it literally means that like growth is uncontrollable and irreversible at the same time.
Yep.
It's like
No past, no present, no future. Disregard. You are yourself in that moment, the best version you can be. That's
the
why
worst version you could be.
that's why they're slicing up buildings and stuff, and you're like, why wasn't he doing this at the beginning? Well, there you go.
There you go. Time mechanics. Get used to it.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, pacing's off. It like felt super bad. They just threw it in there to have an epic ending. But when you start putting all the pieces together and really think about it, it kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. Again, I really wonder if this is just all coincidence
I have no idea.
or not. You know.
Number 11. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Square Enix will incorporate aspects from the compilation into the story through Before Crisis. The true Avalanche will be revealed as a subdivision of Shinra led by Rufus, meant to weed out Shinra rebels. That was actually a thing in Before Crisis. The party will feel, pretty much the reason for this, the party will feel even more alone than the original. Because it's like, so let me break it down.
I was like, break that down because you lost me a little bit of like why they would be a little bit lonelier.
So once again, the compilation is all the works that extend the story of FF7. In Before Crisis, they didn't. I don't think they included Before Crisis in there. They included nearly everything else.
Yeah.
But in Before Crisis, Avalanche was revealed to be a subdivision, like the true Avalanche, with like the president in the library or whatever.
Yeah.
The mayor or whatever.
It's the best.
Yeah. So that's the true Avalanche, because it's revealed in Remake that they're like the branch division or whatever that they didn't agree with the main. Pretty much the true Avalanche will be revealed. This will actually happen. Like it will reveal that true Avalanche with the mayor is the subdivision by Shinra that is led by Rufus and meant to weed out Shinra rebels. So it's actually not good Avalanche. It's like bad.
Yeah.
And the mayor was just doing his part, I guess, and it is actually bad. But pretty much they want Avalanche to feel like, in the remake I'm talking, they make Avalanche feel like, oh, we have another like family type of thing, and like, oh, we're bigger than what it seems, and then they just strip it away from them.
Yeah.
So once again, trying to like amplify story beats, I guess.
Yeah.
So they just rip that away from them, and like, no, Avalanche is just like your
It's just
ragtag.
you. Yeah.
So I guess they make them feel more alone by giving them something and taking it away. You know.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, they felt like, to be honest, the feeling that they conveyed, I don't know if I'm the only one, but at the end of the remake, right before the credits pop up, it really felt like, damn, like they got a big plate. They have to friggin' like eat the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because like it felt like, damn, like they have like a lot of things going for them for the future of the series, and they're just like, okay, let's get to it, and they just start walking away, and I was like, damn it.
So Before Crisis, if you guys didn't know, it's an old mobile game.
I wanted to play this so bad back in the day, but that was at a time where like cell phones weren't really like that popping.
And obviously,
And it was in Japan only, right?
I think
it wasn't even in the US. I think it was just Japan only.
But obviously from the from the title of Before Crisis, obviously you can guess it was a prequel to Crisis Core, which was a prequel to FF7, which was a prequel to Advent Children, which was a prequel to Remake, which was a prequel to Dirge of Cerberus.
Oh my god.
All right, that's all I got for like theories, predictions.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we right now I just got our predictions for part 2. If you want to get into that, little things.
Yeah, you start, because I kind of don't necessarily remember.
Yeah, we had a short conversation, a brief conversation about this, and this is kind of how I would like part 2 to start, is that the game starts and it's the calm flashback straight up, right? And you just maybe see like the truck or something, and you get like brief flashes of like Cloud's hair and like Sephiroth's hair, and you're like, what the hell? Why are they doing together? And they're like in a truck just chilling, and all of a sudden you're controlling it. You start the game off as Sephiroth or something, and then the truck bumps into the Zolom or whatever, like the snake thing. Then you go out and you fight it as Sephiroth, and you're obviously new players would be like, what? That didn't play the original. They'd be like, what the hell is this? Like, what is going on? And you're playing as Sephiroth, and you feel how OP he is, and you really get to feel that power in your hands as you're playing with him. You're using all these abilities, you're one-shotting everything, and you're playing through the Calm flashback. If you guys know what that is, right? It's right after Midgard, they go to Calm, and Cloud tells the story of Nibelheim. Of Nibelheim and all that stuff. So pretty much the game part, I would like that'd be cool if part 2, imagine that, part 2 just starts, and you everything I just described, and you're Sephiroth, and you're playing through Nibelheim, and you're going through the the books in the mansion, and you see him like getting crazy, and then you like you go to fight you fight Cloud and you fight Zack and all that stuff, and then obviously what happens.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back and it's like Cloud telling the story to in calm telling the story to the crew. That's how part 2 starts. Just a little prediction. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I don't think they'll make you control.
For some reason, I feel like I don't know. For me, I guess it's 50-50. I could see both ways.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they do like a. I know for a fact that they would do some bullshit like this. If they go like a real cinematic route, I could totally see them doing you controlling like Kid Cloud or something like that, just for total
That'd be cool.
For like total like story like stuff. It's just like I want to be soldier and like Tifa and all that. And really
that'd be cool. Playing through their childhood.
Yeah, really expanding their childhood. I guarantee you in the next game, or for the rest of the series, we will get a flashback sequence of you being able to play through the kids.
You heard it here.
I feel
Predictions.
I feel like they just look at West. I feel like specifically for this,
Some Uncharted 4 stuff.
yeah, I think they look at like kind of Western games and how they do storytelling, because this feels like they're taking some notes out of that.
Yeah. No, that'd be cool.
The one thing I guess I don't like about introducing Sephiroth, but at the same time I do, there was something about the OG series where like you don't see Sephiroth at
The
all.
mystery. You just see what he does.
And you're like, just little things like seeing the snake fucking dead that just mauls you all the goddamn
Yeah,
time.
the snake's just literally through a huge like tree freaking.
Yeah. And there's just something about like Sephiroth possibly might being alive. We don't know. He definitely did this, kinda, maybe. What did this?
Yeah.
But you're kind of like all the signs kind of point like, oh shit, maybe Sephiroth is alive.
Definitely, I give you that. Is that what Remake does?
It's like horror almost.
Yeah, it's like a horror game. I guess what Remake does poorly, or just doesn't do at all because of how they go about the future Sephiroth thing theory bullshit, is that they don't build up that mystery of Sephiroth. They kind of just throw him in your face and like he's messing around with Cloud. Once again, he's made the theory. He's different. He's from the future. But what the OG did, that was good, which I agree with you, which a lot of people would definitely agree with, is that mystery that it builds, and the eerie music, and you wake up in the prison cells in Shinra, and you see blood trails, and you just see a sword through President Shinra. You see the Zolom, a lot of stuff like that, and you're like, who is this dude? Why is he so like powerful?
Yeah. What if they originally, or what if they go the route that they wanted to and they just kill everyone and that's just the good ending?
That would be crazy.
Like the good ending is that like everyone needs to fucking die besides Cloud.
That'd be nuts. That would be nuts. That'd be crazy.
In some sense that they have to sacrifice themselves.
I'd be okay with that. But I hope they don't do the typical like DBZ Golden Frieza thing where they freaking bring everyone back at the end. That like happened, right?
Yeah. That was like the dumbest movie.
Fan service, it was cool. But yeah, that was just like, what? Yeah, I hope in the second game, I said this, I've been saying this, no more whispers, please. No more.
No, that
in part 2.
Assuming that what we just discussed like is actually a thing, that just totally defeats the purpose of this whole episode. This episode should not exist.
Yeah. Please. Also, I made a mention here. Overworld map. What do you think about this in the part 2? What are they gonna do?
I don't think there's gonna be open world map as much as they want it to be, or people want it to be.
Different style. So they have like the, they have the like the little model thing walking around, like the original world map, or you have like an FF15-esque map, open world map, or you have like a Final Fantasy X-esque. Oh my god, Final Fantasy X-esque like open map of like going through the transitioning through each section.
Oh yeah, interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess the one that comes to mind is like after Luca with the high, like the trail.
Yeah,
you fight Checkpoint Eater. Like that. They do like things like that instead.
I don't.
What do you think they go with?
I really think they go with a linear style again. I think it's just because what they're trying to do, I think, is that they're focusing on the story and then trying to tell a story without it being
How do they do it though? It's gonna be crazy because you go everywhere, back and forth, left, right.
I really think it's gonna be like you go to here, you do the story beat, and like I really think it's like you
'Cause, I mean, undoubtedly it's gonna be more open, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like really beefy in terms of story beats of like you hit all the story beats, you get the characters talking, and like say like Cosmo Canyon, and it's like, okay, we got to go here now, but like obviously, the open world in the OG game was like it felt like Breath of the Wild or the original Zelda, where it literally was like, hey, guess what? You played through this linear part. Now here's the open world. Figure it out. And that's literally what it was. It wasn't really like, hey, Cloud, maybe we should go here or whatever.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Little hints here and there.
There was
but
times where you kind of had no idea. At times,
you would just kind of like
talk to
wander.
people,
You would just walk around the map and be like, oh, what's this building? And you go in, and then you're like, oh, this has nothing to do with where I need to be. Let's get on to the next one. And that's what made that game long. But I think
random encounters. That's just every RPG though.
Obviously, I don't know the future of like what future technology ensues, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. PS5 and all this stuff.
So I don't know if they
Loading
have to
screens.
sacrifice open worldness for actual like cutscenes and story beats. I guess I don't know. I really don't know. But I really think
it's tough to tackle, honestly.
yeah, I really think they go the linear route where they go into like a place. They do all the shit that you need to do there for for like them to progress to the next place and be like, oh, we got to go there. And I really think it's gonna be like all right, let's travel, and you have to like spend some time on the high wind or whatever it is, and like you get character moments of like, wow, we're really doing this and blah blah blah. And
Yeah, I think the linear aspect of this game works, but that for the open world part, it kind of scares me because you do go here to there, and then you have to come all the way back to Midgar and there. So I hope it comes off right and doesn't feel bad. A little worrisome, but
because I could totally see like travel being put into like cutscenes.
yeah, I guess
Travel being put into cutscenes.
kind of like Last of Us, right?
Yeah, like cutscenes or
Yeah, this is exactly like Last of Us.
interactive, like walking around like the Shinra like part, talking about Neo Midgar and all that.
I think we mentioned this in the review, but I'll mention it here for like predictions, like team up attacks, like an assist system maybe, and like PHS of like Final Fantasy X-esque where you switch in and out party members like that. Be cool. Now I thought I mentioned this too. Do you think it wasn't the Easy Allies podcast? Do you think they do the Metal Gear Solid 1-esque like PS1 flashback?
Oh yeah,
Do you think they do it?
where he's just having a nightmare in Final Fantasy VII, like polygons.
Yeah,
like,
and it like switches in and out or something, and they incorporate it some way somehow. Do you think or not?
if Kojima was
Yeah,
directing
right.
it, but I think there will be maybe an Easter egg of it somewhere.
Like in an arcade game or something.
Something, I don't know.
So the Ultimator actually said that ideally they are aware that ideally 3 parts sounds good, but they don't know how many parts it will actually take. They've said this, but ideally
hard.
they said
You really don't know.
You don't really know until you actually make the game, right?
Yeah.
I think 3 parts would be good. I think 4 is like my limit of getting frustrated. 5, I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I think 3 would be perfect.
Oh yeah, make a trilogy. Come on.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because like
it's scary though.
it really gets to the point of where do we stop this game?
What's worrisome is that in the Ultimatum they also said that they want to make like shorter sections to just pump it out faster, and I really don't like that because that entails that they're going to be a lot of shorter like episodes, if you will.
Yeah.
They kind of like hinted at that. I was like, I hope they just give us these big chunks.
Honestly, if you
Please, I really don't want to.
yeah. I wouldn't want to play a short game.
Yeah.
And wait like 1 year. If we wait like 3 years and you give
Get
us
a chunky one.
yeah.
I'm down. And people are predicting what the titles of these next games are going to be called. I have 2 that I like.
I think the second one, Rebirth.
Yeah, we mentioned this. Final Fantasy. So I'm convinced that thinking that this game isn't a remake, right? Then the next game won't even be called Remake. It will be called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Because, you know what that means. And then part 3 is Final Fantasy VII Reunion. And for obvious reasons, you know what happens in the plot at the end. The reunion, all that stuff. That'd be cool. I'm on board.
Interesting.
I'd still keep that R thing. Okay, I'm all set. I'm about to go into our little conclusion ending of this video. Fun facts and dance anime related stuff because we're dance anime. We're gonna put some anime references in.
Yeah, why not?
All right, fun facts. I'm sure I'll mention this for people that don't know. Maybe a lot of people know if you're deep in it, but during the parachute scene in the original, when you go back to Midgar and you all jump off the high wind and you're parachuting down, everyone but 3 characters, the ones that were in your party that you chose, were supposed to die during that parachute scene in the original. but Nomura chose Aerith to be the only one that dies in the end instead of Katase and like their decision.
So they didn't cheapen the death.
Yeah, don't cheapen death of Aerith. If you didn't know that, I figured that out. I was like, that was cool.
Yeah,
Like,
Aerith.
a while ago.
Yeah, because I guess like Aerith's just supposed to be like one. It's super iconic now, and it is for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, what that death did, it impacted the game world and the characters. It did both at the same time, and they thought Nomura was like, no, that would just take away from, the impact of her death. If everyone just dies, it would be stupid. But when I read that, I thought that was really cool. I forgot when I did.
To be honest, I hope we get more. As long as it doesn't, and I'm sure it won't, take away from development. I would love more watchable media.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, like you were saying, you would since you have like no time, you'd rather watch the remake.
Yeah, so I mean something. It doesn't
That'd
even,
be cool.
It doesn't even have to be the remake, but like it would be cool if they made. Yeah, imagine if they were like Final Fantasy VII Remake, the animation or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yo, if they made it anime, I mean they did, but if they actually like a full series, 25 episodes, maybe even 12.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
That'd be crazy.
It was good.
That'd be crazy.
Production IG makes it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I can't wait to the future of the remake and like seeing the bombastic Sister Ray and all the weapons and stuff. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. The creator with the dome, seeing that in this new remake graphic, it's gonna look so cool. But another fun fact: there's a more suggestive scene between Cloud and Tifa in the Chocobo stables on the airship, but they changed it to make it more up to interpretation. Obviously, the scene now is when Cloud pretty much says like, "This is the end. We might die. Go do your thing. Say you love you. You love you. Say I love you to the people that
you love you.
say I love you to the people that you need to say it to. Get your final goodbyes. I guess if we all die.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we might not make it past tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's get the last things we wanted to get off our chest and everything.
Yeah, but the only people that stay in the high wind, or so they thought, was Cloud and Tifa, and then that's when they spend the night under the high wind, and they have their moment where people are like, did they just sleep together? Did they have sex? Blah 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 blah. So that little fun fact is they actually made a scene where they banged in the Chocobo stables, but they took it out.
Whether it was sex or not, they freaking did something sexual.
Yeah.
Whether it was kissing or not. Something physical, sleeping with
Fun
each
fact
other. Who knows?
about like speedruns. I like speedruns. I had to add this in. The original, the world record is around 7 hours and 30 minutes. Right now, the remake is new, so I'm sure this time is probably even outdated right now. But as of when I wrote this, maybe like 2 weeks ago, the remake was completed 8 hours on normal, 6 hours on easy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and
How?
and remember, I said the original was 7 hours 30 minutes, so it's about the same.
My speed run is 21 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do they skip cutscenes? Does that count towards your clock? At all, do you know?
I have no idea. I feel like I've watched because I don't know. Speedruns are just clock the whole thing, start to finish.
Oh, so you're skipping cutscenes. Okay. So I wonder
Like
how.
they have this not the in-game clock. Like,
Yeah. They put a timer on
Yeah.
and they're like, let's try to get credits.
Yeah, and that was their time.
Oh, well, interesting.
Shout out to speedrunners. I love speedrunning.
I wonder how fast my time would have been if I skipped like story beats and all that.
I don't know.
Because I finished that game fast.
All right, this wouldn't be dance anime without some anime shit.
Oh, I'm excited.
This is
Okay.
that.
Let me
I
see.
only have like two little ththings, but
Okay.
worth mentioning. Final Fantasy VII versus Your Name. I mentioned it earlier from Corey Plant.
More time shit.
Corey Plant of Inverse.com.
Spoilers for Your Name, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, spoilers for Your Name. Get out of here. Your fault.
It's a I'm just gonna read it. Two star-crossed to the first two words I messed up. Two star-crossed lovers share a connection that transcend time and space. And unbeknownst,
this is going.
what is this? Update? Shut up. No.
What happened?
I got an update on my phone. All right. That transcends time and space, and unbeknownst to them, a tragic memory they can't even recall brings a tear to their eye. Is it a dream or something that hasn't even happened yet? Both are true in Final Fantasy VII Remake and Your Name, because whether or not the player or viewer knows it, tragedy looms in the future of all these beautiful, charming people. Yeah, everyone's very attractive. They don't know why they're crying, but you know why they're crying. That's in the viewer or the player. This is referring to Cloud's flash forward to Aerith's death at the church. Then at the start of chapter 9, when he sheds a tear but doesn't know why. Your Name spoilers. On the final day that Mitsuha and Taki switch bodies, they both wake up in tears and don't know why. The end of Your Name becomes a desperate attempt to defy destiny and save Mitsuha. Will FF7R carry through the same?
Interesting. I didn't even think about this parallel.
Yeah.
And they're both Japanese media. That got me.
Both huge too.
Yeah, that hit me in my chest. I'm thinking, damn, because obviously art, right? When we make like art, especially in like watchable, playable media, it's just trying. It's low key just trying to one up each other. It low key is. It's like trying to one up each other and get inspiration from other things. You know what I mean? So like, I guess examples of like how I'm gonna go into video games of like, say, The Last of Us, right? Sparked this whole thing of like cinematic gameplay experiences, and then like and also like Uncharted, the way that Uncharted plays, like it's just like better. It's Last of Us, but it's better gameplay. Yeah. But then it's like
more action heavy.
I guess to go into it was like because then the example I'm trying to get at is that like the original Tomb Raider remake kind of piggybacked off of Uncharted, and then not only that, it like Tomb Raider did what Uncharted did better. And then like Uncharted came back and was like, no, we're gonna get ideas from you and we're gonna do this better. And like
competition.
It's just like trying to one up each other, but not in a malicious way, but more of like, let's try to
do our best.
Yeah, try to get the best kind of like story we can. And that's interesting.
Yeah, I like that one. I read that.
Yeah, I do like that.
That was good.
Now I want to see some like mixed fan art.
Now that I'm reading this, I'm like, damn, these are pretty good. I wish I got more. I only have 2. And it's funny. I swear I didn't plan this. We brought up your name earlier and we just mentioned it. I also brought up Dragon Ball Z, and here we are. But Cloud Stripe's original character model looks incredibly... This is from Evan Valentine of comicbook.com. Cloud Stripe's OG character model looks incredibly similar to Gohan's look during the Cell Saga. In fact, they're about the exact same from head to toe. Maybe we could show a picture.
Oh, even the hair.
Yeah. Maybe we could show a picture. Maybe. Gohan was a character who was originally slated to be the main protagonist of the anime itself, but we all know he ended up being the son of it instead. FFVIIR gave the world a brand new take on Midgar, making changes to the original story and lore. DBZ recently did the same by retelling the story of the anime, also sticking to the OG story, but also it threw in a few new elements, such as the addition of Android 21 and a new member of the Ginyu Force.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is in the Ginyu Force?
I don't keep up with it.
But I've seen Android 21. I love her.
The point was they both did like the new remake type of thing and added in some new stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Interesting.
And I saw the picture. Someone tweeted it. It was a picture of Gohan, obviously Cell Saga, like Super Saiyan, and it showed Cloud's like original character model right next to it. It literally like the way Cloud was. They looked exactly the same. Maybe we could post it.
Super Mako 2, Cloud, and the sequels.
And yeah, I thought that was hilarious. And that's it. That's all I got.
It's funny because I'm like, I don't want to end this video. I could just talk about this all day. But thank you for the information, because this I swear this episode would have gone off the rails if we didn't have this shit. So thank you for that.
No, this I obviously clearly I'm passionate about this. This game like lit a fire to my ass. I went to go play all these Final Fantasies. I'm currently trying to platinum FF8. Oh yeah, little thing. Shout out to the FF8 people. If you know, you know. I got like 3 Rosetta Stones and like 9 Holy Stones in the prison ward, and like I even got the Phoenix Pinion within like an hour or 2 of playing Triple Triad in the prison ward. I got super lucky.
Yeah, what is the significance of this? I saw like the text you sent.
So pretty much those items, the only way you get them, or you could get them in like later, but in the prison ward is like super early in the game to get those items, and you have one chance to get a random item every time you beat some dude in the prison ward with Triple Triad, and they all have like around 1% chance to get, and I got like 10 of them in total.
Interesting. Do you know if they like fix that at all for like, because you're playing the remaster?
Yeah, I'm playing the remaster. I mean, I would assume it's all the same, but I got like, I don't know, I was cranking out wins and I got like 3 Rosetta Stones and like 9 of this, 9 of that. I was like, holy crap. You got the Phoenix Pinion, so you could summon Phoenix. It's cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess that's the end of that talk. It. I love this game so much, especially with like the spoiler talks and all that. I would love to fucking release like 5 more episodes updated as we like go or something like that.
I mean, if people are interested, and maybe we'll just do it because we love it, but I'm totally down to do.
Because there was like that one time where we like talked like for hours and like in the kitchen.
Yep.
And I'm like until the sun rose up of theories and theories and theories, but
and maybe if we look through the Ultimania and get a lot more stuff, we could come back and make an Ultimania video or something.
Yeah, if anything, make it a little short. video, just kind of updating.
Yeah, just 20 minutes, 10 minutes,
Yeah,
20 minutes.
because we love this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. But anyways, if you enjoyed yourself, go to patreon.com/danceanime. Throw us $1 to support us so we can keep making these videos for years to come. Write in danceanimekevin@gmail.com if you want your comments, topics read on the show. Or right into our Discord apparently and join it.
Please join our Discord, man.
That's our Discord boy. He wants people.
I want people in.
I don't understand it. I'm trying to. But
Discord is a free service. We made our own server. You join in. All of our like-mindedness people join in. We have a bunch of channels that we just talk to each other and recommend things. If you see some news article or something, you can just post it in. Just get to know each other, just talk to each other, get to know us. Also, easy way to keep up to every single one of his videos and his tweets. Everything Dance Anime related is automatically posted in there, so you don't have to go searching for all this stuff. You don't even have to go to your email to email him about stuff. You could write in the contact section, the write-in section, just talk right there to us. You get a live direct response right back if we're there. I'm usually there.
All right.
And everyone on the show is there.
So
Just tag them.
Do everything we just said. This has been the Final Fantasy VII Spoilercast / theories. Until then, we'll see you in the next timeline. Peace out.